Come on, man. Black people don't do and go no research like that. She hears somebody say it. She probably doing her hair in the beauty salon. Somebody said she repeating that garbage. Come on, give me a break. She just repeating what she heard.
What a way to get started. Hey, Gumbo, you got the scripture?
I didn't hear no scripture. I'm sorry.
Oh, I thought, Judd, didn't you just call it scripture? I may be
He
mistaken.
read prove all things. I just asked the sister to just prove it. I mean, it was simple. She got mad. I said, sister, just where is it? She was like, well, see, we should be talking about group economics and Frosty the Snowman. Whatever. That's a liability. Mute my mic.
Hey, can you
All
activate
right.
the chat?
So hold on one sec, Sean.
No, if people want to say something, they need to come on stage. Y'all, people be acting crazy in that chat, and we be getting held accountable for what people say in the chat. So we ain't doing that. Like, people come on stage when we get a topic that may not be too hardcore, we'll open the chat. But nah, people can jump on stage if they want to talk.
And speaking of that, Sharon, we're going to come to you next. But before that, let me go ahead and plug the room, everybody. Y'all go ahead and share the room on all your social media platforms. Just got started, and Lord have mercy. A hashtag Biblical Smoke on Twitter. And follow the moderators and the club room right here. You can always email us, biblicalsmoke@gmail.com. All right?
Hey,
Sharon?
AB,
Yeah, go ahead.
I just still want to point something out. You notice how she would not recognize that kids come through the father first.
Oh, definitely. Right.
Okay? Women don't want to recognize that. They just want to say, hey, if it wasn't for your mama, you wouldn't be here. I'm like, well, I think if it wasn't for my father, I wouldn't be here.
Right.
Kids come through the father first in reference of in terms of ejaculations, correct?
Yeah, the seed comes through the man. So if the seed comes through the man, right? What's the egg then?
The egg begins as a female every time.
Well, both chromosomes are in the man.
This is why this is a very difficult question to answer and just to concretely say one or the other is a prize, because you know who's that?
Yeah, I'm just saying, I just don't understand it. If the kids are inside the man right now, moving around life, right? The eggs, well, women eggs, they stay for a while, they go and they die, right? It's only a certain amount. Men can have kids forever because the life is in the man. So I don't understand why that's it's almost like asking somebody what color is Jesus and they get mad. It's like, if it's not a big deal, what's so wrong with just saying the truth? The truth
No, I get that. I'm not.
is that
I'm not talking about that. I'm talking about as far as the topic of the room.
yeah, but
And
I'm just talking about just that topic. The truth is that the kids are in the man for the majority of their life, or how
The gender of the children is in the man because, yes, you do possess both chromosomes. But every life
that's crazy.
begins as a female.
See how rude she is? The seed is in the man. The seed is in the man. The seed is not in the woman. Life begins with the man. That's the truth. It is what it is. But people
So
don't.
the woman is just fertilizer.
exactly.
Exactly. And what
Damn.
the is,
You are the fertilizer.
Yes, I was just going to say that you are the
the man is
fertilizer.
the fertilizer.
The man is the fertilizer.
No, the woman is a fertilizer.
Hold on one
Bruh,
second.
your seed fertilizes our egg.
Our eggs.
Damn.
That's why we have ovaries.
so is it life in the man or is it life in the woman right
It's
now?
the
It's
problem. Y'all
life
don't
in the
understand
man.
science.
It's life in the
Right
man.
now.
But the
Right.
women
Y'all got
carry
out of y'all. We got sperm. Which one has life in them right now?
the man.
Exactly.
The
So
So
how
man.
the hell we the
We
fertilizer?
carry
where are we
we
talking about? The kids
we
are with the man right
the
now.
kids are with the man, but we carry your
You have no
we
way to
carry the
manifest it
carry your
without
Drop
a
the mic,
seed,
Judd.
womb.
right?
Drop the mic, Judd. Drop the mic.
The kids are with the man right now. We all know
Yes, for sure. We
the
understand that, but
the
the man
thing
has
is,
to plant
like,
his seed in the
And without you,
soil.
right, you got to plant your seed in the soil. So we just the
Hey,
soil. We're
hey,
not the
hey, Judge.
fertilizer,
Hey,
baby.
sis. Hey,
Hey,
can I
hey,
give you an
hey,
analogy?
Jude.
yes, sir.
Hey, hold on, Jude.
I don't
She
know. They get
said,
downright indignant.
she said, without the woman eggs. No, so now she said we don't understand science. Let me give you a little science. According to science, after the woman turns 35, half of her eggs is gone. That's science. So what that means is, that means eventually she have no more eggs. That means she cannot do no more kids. The man, it don't matter what age he is, he always can make kids. He always can put his stomach there, make kids. That's
Right,
science
but
for
he
you.
has to have a woman
Not
to lay
entirely
in.
true.
You're not denying
There
that,
is no God,
sister.
sister. That's science for
You
you.
got men
You
that
want
tap out at
science?
a
I just
certain
give you
age.
science.
Yeah, that's the thing. We're not denying that we have to implant our seed into the woman. We're not denying that. But the thing is that women have this push of, if it wasn't for your mama, you came from a woman. And it's like, well, what about the man? That shows the feminism and sexism in our women to basically separate the kids and life from the man. That's what we're showing. We're showing that I think one of the sisters said we should be trying to figure out how to work together, but how are we gonna work
Yep,
together?
that was me. The one y'all saying ain't
Um,
married and is
uh,
unruly and rude.
just cut me off. I
You
mean,
keep
it's
cutting
just right.
people off. That's why we can't believe that you're married unless you're married to a simp.
So, but like I was saying, women will quickly separate birth and bringing in life. They will separate the man completely from that and not feel any type of way about it. Just like, nah, y'all niggas ain't shit. You came from your mama. It's like, whoa, no, I came from my father first. Well. It's like,
Yeah, that's not the energy I'm
are we
coming with personally. I can't speak for nobody else.
gonna be honest?
I think we
Yeah,
understand
can
and
I say
respect
something?
the role of the man and the value of the man. We just don't want to be devalued for our part and our role in our position, but we
I,
respect
I,
and value the role that
nobody
God has, the authority that God has placed on the man.
who
I'm not
said
taking
that
that away from you.
does not bring forth children. Who said that? Who on here said that? Because I didn't say that.
Can I say
I
something
don't
else?
know
Nobody
about
said
that,
that.
but I
Nobody said that. We all recognize that women give birth to kids. What we're
Judd, I know who said it. The
who said?
sister's mind, their mind said it. They
Uh,
interpret it that way. That's what it's their
okay,
mind.
I'm
Yeah,
telling
you
you.
know, women do that sometimes. I
It's just
understand
like
that.
All the
if you
time.
pro-black, somebody will say, "Well, that must mean you hate white people." You're right. It's that thing in their mind. Fight, fight, fight. But
Which
go
is
ahead.
why I made the point to say that questions like this only lead to more infighting. They don't really provide solutions. Because now we on here debating and arguing about who's the prize, and is that really helping the collective?
What?
You
I
need
don't
to
know
know.
who the prize.
You
We
need
need to
to
It,
know.
know.
I
You
think it's
need
a
to.
good thing because you just.
Oh Lord, that's because y'all out here trying to talk to sisters who don't already know that y'all are valuable. That's crazy.
Well, I'm
Sister,
married.
Hold on.
no, we married. I'm married, sister.
I've been married for
Likewise.
years, so I don't know what you're talking about.
I'm
you
I don't
know,
know what you're talking about neither. I'm married with 2 kids. My wife understands. She online right now. She's somewhere down there.
Matter of fact, to clarify, everybody, every moderator y'all see with the green bean, we all married, and we're given this topic because we understand it. So let's just clear the air real quick.
my wife said that I'm the prize.
damn.
I
My
can't have,
wife understands that too, Chef.
I
So I
can't
don't know.
have it.
But
I mean, I understand my husband to be a surprise, a prize, but he
right.
also understands me to be the same. So
I'm surprised you have a
Oh,
husband
you
too.
heard that little stutter?
that Freudian slip. All right, let's get back to the topic. We speaking out of order, Michelle. A woman got us out of order. We had a cue, but you know,
I'm gonna leave y'all to y'all peace with y'all biblical peace. Have fun, guys. Good night.
All right. So we were.
right there, you can't have order. If she stayed in the room, we wouldn't have no order. Straight liability.
Proving everything you said.
All right. All right. So we were on Shran. You know what, sis? I have not the slightest clue whether or not you even weighed in on the topic. I just heard a lot of yak, a lot of talking. Did you ever say anything about whether you agree or disagree, or what's going on here? Did you say something, Shrine?
Kane, I said it was kind of difficult to concretely say who is the prize because scriptures supports that both men and women is the prize. Um, you have in the beginning, you have the woman who was made for the man, of course. And then you have the scripture that talks about a man that finds a wife finds a good thing. And then I think someone said something about the man being a provider and like the man being a provider, his the responsibility load does make the man a prize. Also, it kind of makes a woman the prize as well. So it's kind of like a balance thing to me. So to say, oh, the man is the prize concretely, and to say, oh, the woman is the prize concretely, it's just kind of difficult to kind of label that, you know. Um, but
I
that's
like
what that,
I like that scripture you just said. You said, "He that findeth a wife findeth a good thing." How does a woman learn how to become a wife?
well, um, speaking from experience, a woman learns how to become a wife. If she, I don't want to offend nobody. Okay, okay. I was in my father's house. I did everything scriptural as far as like staying in my father's house until I was married. So that's how I learned how to become a wife by being obedient to the order of being under my father's household.
So would you say that you learned how to be a wife um, from your father?
Surprisingly, yes. Surprisingly and ironically, I didn't learn how to be a wife from my mother. Even though my mother was married for 27 years to my father, I didn't learn how to be a wife from my mother. I learned how to be a wife from my father.
Interesting.
That
That's
was it.
some good stuff right there.
All right. Well, hey, appreciate you, Shrine. We're gonna go ahead and move on down the list.
Hey,
Quite a few people jumped
um,
on. Yeah.
read the scripture. Read Sirach 26 and verse 14. Because one thing we realize is that we have a lot of it's a lot of women that we have a lot of women. Black woman is probably the most beautiful woman on the earth, next to the Hispanic and Native American Indian woman. Shout out to Judah. But her mind must be instructed. Read that Sirach 26 and verse 14. I'm trying to save you, Gumbo, with saying Sirach. You know.
My apologies. I'll say Sirach. The
Just
book
say
of
rock, bro.
like I was, for those who may be reading along don't know Sirach, but I got you. Sirach, the book of Sirach, chapter 26 and verse 14. A silent and loving woman is a gift of the Lord, and there is nothing so much worth as a mind well instructed.
That mind has to be instructed. And if her mind is not well instructed, then, she's going to be spoiled. What's that, the scripture with the no hedge is? I think it should be right in there. You got me, Gumbo?
Yes, sir. This is Sirach, chapter 36 and verse 25. Where no hedges, there the possession is spoiled.
So that hedge is the instruction of the man. Where there's no hedge, where there's no instruction for the man, that possession is spoiled. So if a man is gonna find a wife, she's gonna know how to be a wife from what the instructions that the father gave to the mother, and then the mother teaches it to the daughter. But if there's no instructions from the father, a man can't find a wife. So it seems to me, biblically, when we talk about a prize, because if I was given a woman with no instructions on how to be a wife, then she's a liability. She's not an asset. So, but the only way she's going to become that asset is from the man giving those instructions. So I'm still lost here. I'm still lost on this. Who's the prize? It still seems to me that biblically the man is the prize, but that's my opinion. Well, that's what the Bible say. But I'll mute my mic.
Went to war.
I mean, I would agree. The man is surprised. Um,
All praises, sister. You
but
can't
but
say nothing.
but
Mute your
but
You can't say
but
but.
Hey, clip
just
that.
as
Clip
the
that.
woman is
Clip
the
it.
prize, it could be one more than the other. Because honestly, my husband is the prize. I'm gonna keep it real. I have the luxury to stay home, homeschool my children. I have the luxury to be on my own time. I don't have to go to a 9 to 5 clock in. I have the luxury to have, I get a weekly allowance. He supports me in my endeavors and things like that. So yes, that he is my prize. But at the same time, I cultivate his household, and I cultivate and I nourish him and our children.
Hey sis, listen.
King.
Get first. It's First Peter 3:7.
Hey, I think sis just proved a point for the whole night. Whoever that brother is, he good with me. I like that brother right there. You know what I'm saying? Think about not only he being the prize to you, but he's the prize to your kids. He's enabling you to set those kids up in a place to where they're going to be above and beyond when it comes to intelligence, comprehension, just so many different things in front of other kids that wasn't given that luxury to where you will be able to sit back and homeschool them and give them that one-on-one attention that they need. Like that's invaluable. Like you can't put a value on what he's given to you. And for sisters to come on here and be like, you came from your mama. It's like, good Lord, what about that hardworking brother that's working, handling his business, providing the chief things of life for Sister Sharon? I know I'm sorry if I'm saying it wrong, to where she's able to do basically what she want to do when it comes to seeing them kids every day. She don't have to send them kids to a dirty daycare where they get what's they call that diaper rash or whatever that thing is where kids get it from daycares, and they don't have to hear stuff like, are you a virgin, you haven't
RSV.
yet. They don't have to hear none of that. Like they get to be born pure, because we all know sending your kids to school, they get access to kids who parents are ratchet as hell and not raising their kids the right way. And next thing you know, that's when they come home talking about this, talking about that. Like, to me, that's like, I don't think you can put a value on that. I don't know. That brother right there, hey, salute to that. He a top G. Salute to the top G. Me and my
Most definitely, and I have a lot of respect for him because technically my first two born teenager sons, they're not his sons, so he basically helped me raise my boys since they were like toddlers in their adolescence.
and sister.
And
I'm just gonna say this, sis.
He definitely a prize.
I
yeah,
don't
definitely,
think
definitely.
you think you have return on well, but I am. You should be like, this man is. I don't know. I don't know how could I. If I was a woman and I had kids from another dude, that did he leave or did he pass? I don't want to call him a no nothing ass nigga if something bad happened to him. That's why he ain't in his kid's life.
He's not in his children's life because he just don't want to be.
Okay,
You know.
so you had
But
kids by a no nothing ass nigga, and
yeah,
then
he is.
other
He a no none ass nigga. You know, I
other
try
brother.
not to.
But you ain't gotta say it out loud. I can say it. Just let me say it. He came, so this man came in like Superman, just fool. Don't worry, I got you. Let me take care of this. I got this. I got that. I got that. Bam, here you go. This and that. Oh yeah, here you some money. Take care of your nails. Get your hair done. Oh yeah, you gotta. Here you go. You need a car. There you go. Bam. You in a house. Bam. And then you about to fix your mouth to say something after you call him the prize. You should be like, nah, my man, the prize in the story. Man, I don't know, man. I be wanting to say these. Man, these
I can't
sisters.
argue with that. I'm not even gonna argue with that.
You should have cussed that other sister out. You should be like, look here, sister, you shut your damn mouth. These men are the prize. I'm gonna
Well,
mute up.
well, actually, I know the other sister, and
Oh shit.
it's just a long story short. And I just chose to rather not say anything because outside of Clubhouse, it's a lot of it's a lot of animosity in the sister circles. So I just chose not to say anything. I didn't want to interrupt the room any further than what she was doing.
Yeah, that's the other sister ain't married. Mute my mic.
Hey, Judd, if I may, I get a script real quick.
Yes, sir.
Yeah. Hey, give me Sirach 3 and 9. Now, we know Genesis 3. This is going along the lines what Judd was going into. He already proved it through scriptural, the man is the prize, but this is further proving the case, what the Lord say here. Now, we know Genesis 3 tell us the woman's entire desire is going to be towards the man. And that's in anything. Now, read that for me.
This is the book of Sirach, chapter 3 and verse 9. For the blessing of the father establisheth the houses of children, but the curse of the mother rooted out foundations.
Now, how does the curse of the mother, root out the foundation? Meaning, she does opposite of what the foundation the husband has laid down. The husband has laid down. So let's say his foundation is, I want you to homeschool the kids. I want you to do this. I want you to do that. This anything you do opposite of that, God is saying you're rooting out the foundation, the structure, the pillar that the woman should be. So without that structure or that guidance from that father, God is saying the house is destroyed. Now I know the mindset of a woman. She's gonna automatically think, well, my baby daddy wasn't shit. We ain't talk about the nigga that you slept with. We talk about a husband that's a godly man. That's what we talking about. That's what God is talking about. So now if you dealt with a man that ain't shit, then you're gonna get ain't shit results. But if you're dealing with a man that's scriptural base, you're gonna get what God is saying here. Read it again.
This is Sirach, chapter 3 and verse 9. For the blessing of the father establisheth the houses of children, but the curse of the mother rooteth out foundations.
Meaning she's going opposite against her family. She's going against the foundation, the laws and root order that the man has set forth. Now, one more scripture. Give me 1 Corinthians 14, 33, I think it is. Or 34. Start at 34. Now, the point I want is verse 35, but I got to start at 34 to give you the context of what Paul is talking about and who he's referring to. But I want the point at 35. Read it for me.
This is the book of 1 Corinthians, chapter 14 and verse 34. Let your women keep silence in the churches, for it is not permitted unto them to speak, but they are commanded to be under obedience, as also saith the law.
Okay, I didn't want it for that context. We're not in that topic. We're going in for the next verse. I just wanted to let you know that who Paul is referring to. He's referring to the woman. Now, this is what he said in the continuation. Read the next verse.
Verse 35. And if they will learn anything,
Now, that's the point I wanted. If they will learn what?
If they will learn anything, let them ask their husbands at home. For it is a shame for women to speak in the church.
Now, Judd alluded to this by saying, and one of the women confessed it by saying she learned from her father to how to be a wife. This is the structure. This is how a woman learns how to be a wife. She learned it through her father, then learned it from her husband, and therefore she instilled it in her daughters, in her kids. But if she go opposite of that, God is telling you in Sirach, you're rooting out the foundation, the structure of the house is going to be split, and the family is going to be broken. I'm going to mute my mic.
All right, excellent stuff, excellent stuff. So, Hold on one sec, Sharice. All right, so hey, y'all continue to share the room. Appreciate all of y'all. Y'all go ahead, follow the moderators and the club room. And again, if you want to reach us outside of this chat, you can always reach us at biblicalsmoke@gmail.com. Again, biblicalsmoke@gmail.com. All right, so next up, I had on the list Nikita. Can you hear me?
Yes, I can.
What's going on, sis? What you think about the topic? Men are the prize, not the woman. You agree or do you disagree?
I love this topic, and I'm so feeling and waiting for these scriptures and things. Now, what I will say, I disagree that either are the prize. And where I'm coming from is the perspective of a prize means a reward for victory. Death is the ultimate enemy. That was not a part of the original. And where I'm leaning to, because I know I had to step out of the room and come back in. I don't know if you all have read this, so I'll just cite my scriptures. If you want to read them for the edification of the room, if they haven't been read, great. I'm going to cite 1 Corinthians chapter 15, verses 51 to 54. Has that been read yet?
I'll read it.
Okay.
This is the book of 1 Corinthians, chapter 15 and verse 51. Behold, I show you a mystery. We shall not all sleep, but we shall all be changed. In a moment, in the twinkling of an eye, at the last trump, for the trumpet shall sound, and the dead shall be raised incorruptible, and we shall be changed. For this corruptible must put on incorruption, and this mortal must put on immortality. So when this corruptible shall have put on incorruption, and this mortal shall have put on immortality, then shall be brought to pass the saying that is written, death is swallowed up in victory.
And so that just speaks to my point biblically of, as long as we're in the flesh and blood, none of us have the victory, be it Adam or Eve, man or woman. And where I also cite is Revelations chapter 20, verses 4 through 6. Would you please read that for me?
Hey, but sis, before you read it, so you're saying until we get our new bodies, we're both in captivity, or none of us are the prize. Is that what you're alluding to?
That's what I'm saying, is as long
That's
as we're
what I was
flesh and
picking up.
blood, we all fall short and we all
Okay,
mess
but
up.
no, okay, we ain't talking about captivity. Okay, with our lower state today on this earth, there's still a hierarchy, believe it or not.
That is
There's still
true.
an
And
order.
I had a scripture for that, because you are so right, brother. And
Okay,
I'm
but
not
wait.
bucking and kicking.
Okay, you're not, but you made a point saying we got to be translating, and we're both for the prize. But if what the statement I just made is true, that means what you're about to prove is no make no sense, because it is a hierarchy within our lower state. Why we here on our fleshly bodies?
So that hierarchy, you're right. Can we have 1 Corinthians 13 and verse 3? Because yes, there is a hierarchy. I'm not blind to that while we in flesh and blood. Can we read that, please?
This is the book of 1 Corinthians, chapter 13 and verse 3. And though I bestow all my goods to feed the poor, and
No,
though
1 Corinthians chapter 13 and 3. But I would have you know that the head of the man is
She's talking about
Christ.
11. She's talking about 11.
11, yeah, 11.
11.
this is the book of 1 Corinthians, chapter 11 and verse 3. But I will have you know that the head of every man is Christ, and the head of the woman is the man, and the head of Christ is God.
And I say that to say you brothers are absolutely right. The man is the head, hands down. And I will never deny that. While we are in our flesh and blood, I can't speak to everybody else in the room. But I will say for me personally, my husband is the prize. And why I say that, and I'm not throwing no shade to my head, because first of all, my husband is how I know God loves me and how he hears my prayers. And this is talking to before I even came into the truth. I remember being a young girl in my 20s in my parents' house, praying for a husband, not a boyfriend, not a Mr. Right. No, my husband did not have everything on my Mr. Perfect list, but he had everything that I need. My husband, before I came into the truth, the fact that the Lord answered that prayer and my husband is who brought me into the truth. That's how I know God hears my prayers. That's how I know God loves me. And I
So,
thank
Nikita,
God every day for blessing me with my husband. So for me, yes, my husband is the prize. Because I
All
don't know where I would be without that man.
all praise. That's two. We two. We got we two for one. And the other sister, she ain't like men, but 2 for 1. 2 for 1. Clip it, clip it.
And I just say that to say my point really is while we're in the flesh, you know, we all are subject to making mistakes and we're not perfect. So I'm simply just saying, prayerfully making that first resurrection, that's the victory, that's the prize. But for me personally, and following the order of things, my husband is the head. He is a servant of God first and foremost. He is a beacon of light to me and to our children. And I don't have
so
no outside kids.
Nikita, go
All
ahead and
my
land your
babies is
plane.
by that man.
Hey, sis, go
Go.
ahead and land your plane.
All praises, sister.
Hey, all praise. That's what I'm talking about. But going into that second resurrection, getting into the kingdom. When we think about the makeup of a kingdom, the leaders of the kingdom, when we talk about these earthly bodies here, I'm going to ask the question about a asset or a liability. Read Revelation chapter 14 and verse verse 3. Start at verse 3.
This is the book of Revelation, chapter 14 and verse 3. And they sung, as it were, a new song before the throne, and before the four beasts, and the elders. And no man could learn that song but the 144,000, which were redeemed from the earth.
So these 144,000 which were redeemed from the earth, meaning they had earthly bodies, they were earthly men in the flesh, but they were redeemed from the earth. And how were they redeemed from the earth? Keep reading.
Verse 4. These are they which were not defiled with women.
They were not what?
Not defiled with women.
The 144,000, meaning the leaders, the government structure that's going to be set up in the kingdom of heaven, they were redeemed because they were not defiled by women. Just like from the very beginning, it was a defilement from the woman. From the beginning, Samson, the woman, Ahab, the woman, uh, Solomon, the woman. So on and on and on and on. It was always a defilement of the woman, idol worship, Isis, cakes for Diana, Ezekiel, the idol worship. Over and over and over again, it was a defilement caused by the woman. But guess what? That leading government structure that's going to be set up in the kingdom. Read verse 4 again.
Verse 4. These are they which were not defiled with women.
These were they that were not defiled with women. Read.
For they are virgins.
They are virgins. It don't mean they didn't have sex, right? 2 Corinthians 11:2 explains that, going into that they were presented perfect or clean to Christ. Read.
These are they which follow the Lamb whithersoever he goeth.
We follow the Lamb. Now, what did Paul say stop men from doing the work? Their wives, the women. That's why he said, I would rather that you abide, that all would abide as me, right? So we can attend. Matter of fact, we're going to get the scriptures. Go to 1 Corinthians 7 real quick. What the prize is. Give me 1 Corinthians chapter 7 and verse 27.
This is the book of 1 Corinthians, chapter 7 and verse 27. Art thou bound unto a wife? Seek not to be loosed.
Read.
Art thou loosed from a wife? Seek not a wife.
Start at verse 25 real quick. I'm sorry.
Verse 25. Now concerning virgins, I have no commandment of the Lord. Yet I give my judgment as one that hath obtained mercy of the Lord to be faithful.
Read.
I suppose, therefore, that this is good for the present distress.
Present distress, going through all the afflictions Paul was going through while he was trying to teach the word. You can read about that in 2 Corinthians 11, 22 through 33. Read.
I say that it is good for a man to. Let me say that again. I say that it is good for a man so to be.
So it said it's good for a man to be a virgin, not to deal with a woman. Read.
Art thou bound unto a wife? Seek not to be loosed.
But he said, if you married, don't try and get a divorce from that woman. Take care of your responsibilities and keep the commandments of God. Read.
Art thou loosed from a wife?
But if you don't have a wife, read.
Seek not a wife.
He said, don't seek a wife. Read.
And if thou marry, thou hast not sinned. And if a virgin marry, she hath not sinned. Nevertheless, such shall have trouble in the flesh, but I spare you.
So he's letting you know, but if you get married, you're going to have problems. You're going to have trouble in the flesh. We're trying to get the kingdom. We're trying to spread this word. We're trying to fix our communities. We're trying to wake our people up. You get married, you're going to have trouble in the flesh. You're going to have to deal with that. That's why Paul said, hey, look, it's good for a man not to marry, right? Drop down to verse 32.
Verse 32. But I would have you know, but I would have you without carefulness. He that is unmarried careth for the things that belong to the Lord.
That's why we read in Revelations 14, it says, these are they that's not defiled by women. Why? Because when you single and you about in this truth, you worried about pleasing the Lord. You worried about doing the things that's going to bring forth the kingdom that we waiting for. That's going to speed up that second judgment and that second death that sister was talking about. Read.
How he may please the Lord. Verse 33. But he that is married careth for the things that are of the world, how he may please his wife.
Now we're talking about assets and liabilities, right? To the movement, that's not an asset. That's a liability. Instead of him worried about how to please, because if the woman was right, then it wouldn't be an asset. A liability. She'll be encouraging you to go. Hey, look, you don't need to be here this weekend. Go do what you got to do. Hey, I know you got class. I know you got to go do this. You got to go there. Go. I'll take care of the house. But the scripture's letting us know that ain't how women are, right? One last scripture, drop down to verse 35.
Verse 35. And this I speak for your own profit.
He says, look, I'm telling you this to help you out. Read.
Not that I may cast a snare upon you.
I'm not trying to stop you from having kids. I'm not trying to stop you from having sex and the pleasures that come with that. Read.
But for that which is comely, and that ye may attend upon the Lord without distraction.
Guess what? He says, look, if you married, it's going to be distractions on you trying to attend to the Lord. He's like, I'm trying to just throw you a little game, just letting you know that woman, it can slow you down from doing the work of the Lord. So, I don't know. Assets, liabilities. I'll mute my mic.
All right. Hey, some good stuff coming out here so far. Good stuff. Hey, with that, I'm gonna go ahead and move on down, move around. Let's see here. So I'm gonna go like this. Shanice, I'm gonna get you, then Kia, I'm gonna come to you. We're gonna keep on going from there. So Shanice, can you hear me? Shanice Hammett. If you're talking, sis, your mic is muted.
Come right back to me, please. I just got some background noise. Can you come back to me?
Yeah, she said come.
Thank you.
I got you. Kia, you there?
Yes, I'm here.
What you guys sis? What's going on? What you think about the topic?
I feel like both men and women can be the prize at some point. Like the sister was talking about her husband and how he provide for her and the family and make sure everything good in the household. I would look at that I would look at him like he's a prize too. But I also feel like the woman is a prize too. Proverbs 3:15 says her value exceeds pearls. All you desire can't compare with her. When one finds a worthy wife,
her value is far beyond pearls.
That's a great scripture. Who who what caused her to be a worthy wife? Where did the instructions come from?
I would say God and his laws. God and his laws.
Oh Lord.
God ain't ever talked to the woman.
He
God
didn't?
spoke, God spoke to the man, and he gave the man instructions, and then those instructions were given to the woman by the man.
Scriptures that was brought out earlier.
Jesus appeared before Mary and her sister before he appeared before the men and told them to go tell them that I rose again. So he do speak to the women.
Well, that is Jesus. That's not God. You know, he has a father. The laws were set up by him, but I'll give you that. But Jesus didn't tell women to go out and spread the gospel. He told the men to do that.
I feel like we all play a part in spreading the gospel.
He didn't ride. He didn't roll with 12 sisters.
No, he didn't, because men, I don't know.
Exactly, sis. Just say it. Just say it. You
Just
about to
say
say
what?
it. It's like, because men are what? The teacher.
I mean, they stronger, and God made them to be the head,
And the teachers, the instructors. It's nothing wrong with that.
There's
It's not.
nothing wrong with that. But what's wrong with that is that women have been put in a position to teach the men.
By who?
Because what you mean by who? They've been
By
put in position to do it from men that don't stand up and take care of their responsibility.
well, let's talk about this for a second, because 51% of black men are single with no kids.
51% of black men is single with no kids.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay.
Make you think where you're looking.
Most women are having sex with the same men. They're
Wow.
having kids by the same. These numbers. You go to blackdemographics.com. You can look these numbers up. You can't go against the percentages. The percentages on whether a kid is gonna grow up with being depressed or having mental problems um, go up when they're raised by a single mother. But when they're raised by a single father, it's the percentages are the same as if they were raised with a father and a mother.
Right.
I mean, I think the man is surprised by the number.
I can't really say. I feel like if you want to see the success of any husband, all you have to do is look and see who his wife is.
Okay. All right.
What? I don't know about that.
Hey, I don't know. I'll make it make sense.
And I don't think a man can function without a woman. I
Okay.
feel like women.
Wow.
Women.
Wow.
I feel like women is heavy for men.
Yosef, get the audio.
Y'all know it's true. Y'all know it's true.
That's
Come
feminism.
on.
I feel like women is having
That's that true feminism
for
right there.
men.
That's a feminism right there.
Just a question.
No, it's not.
Who was Jesus Christ's wife?
The Most High said it is not good that the man shall be alone.
Hold on.
So why else would we be created for the man?
Ron, listen now.
Jesus Christ's
Who was
wife.
Christ's wife? Probably the greatest man that ever lived on the earth. Who was his wife?
Crickets.
Okay,
Wait,
now
say it again.
Did he have a wife? I didn't think he had one.
exactly. Now let's think about Solomon. What was the sin of Solomon? What caused the nation of Israel to split? His what? His wives. I'm gonna mute my mic.
Damn.
How did they
let's add some context to that. His wives, but also his wives was doing idolatry as well. So if his wives wasn't doing idolatry, I don't think it would have been such a deal of him having so many wives. But the fact that it was committing was detouring him to commit idolatry, then yeah,
so
absolutely.
His wives called.
Hey, Judge. With that being said, okay, well then let's use the analogy of King David. Bathsheba showing the hell Bathsheba showing the hell didn't tell David to stop. I'm married either.
Yep.
Absolutely. And guess what? The Most High punished King David for that. He knew better. That's why the Most High said,
but
the sword shall not depart from your household.
That's going to the point of where you saying that a man can't function without a woman. Judge just proved Jesus didn't have a woman. He's the greatest man that ever walked the face of the earth. Solomon,
he didn't come here.
700 wives, and then David brought the sword into his house because the woman showing the hell didn't say, no, David, I'm married to Uriah. Stop it. She laid down on her back, spread them legs just like the next woman, and brought evil inside of David's house. So she was the demise of David just as well. So you can't say a man can't function without a woman. Yes, they can. They do damn good for themselves without a woman being a dragon and bringing them down, living off of emotions and guided by emotions and use no rationale. Like I've heard some of you women on here speak in the manner of 3 minutes. No rationale. A man can't function without a woman. No, a woman can't function without a man, because if she does not have a man to guide her in the way that she would go, she becomes a baby mama.
Well, let me just say, can I say something real quick?
Wait. I want to back him up real quick. Just let me get a scripture real quick. 1 Peter 3:7. Just to prove what ZB Real just said.
It's the book of 1 Peter, chapter 3 and verse 7. Likewise, ye husbands, dwell with them according to knowledge.
So the husband got to teach the wife. Read.
Giving honor unto the wife, as unto the weaker vessel.
To the what?
To the weaker vessel.
Read.
And as being heirs together of the grace of life, that your prayers be not hindered.
There you go, sisters. Without that man guiding you.
Okay. So let's not use the word function.
Shrine, hold on, real quick. I'm gonna say even this.
So, do you think God can't lead you? God can't lead a woman. So a woman that don't have a man, she not led by God. She can't be led by God.
No, nowhere in the scriptures were women supposed to be independent and alone and being woman thou art loose is not a biblical thing. Women shouldn't be single with kids out on their own, figuring how to change a flat tire and what this red flashing light is inside the dashboard. That was never the life for a woman. A woman went from her father's house to her husband's house. That's the way it was supposed to be. It was always supposed to be that way, right?
It should have been that way. But the man, if the man would have stayed in the household and did what they were supposed to do, like be the head of the household, the women wouldn't have to assume men duties.
That's because you guys drive them out of the household.
No.
So that's the thing, though. That's the thing, right? That's the point that men leave because we just wicked and evil, right? Now, how many women go out and have kids by other men, but they lie to their husbands about it?
I mean, you got a lot of them, but you got a lot of men do the same thing too.
Oh, okay.
You got a lot of men do the same thing
for some reason, that women will come on here and act like that women don't cheat. They'll be like, oh yeah, the man, he always got to cheat. Women cheat. Y'all cheat all the time. What are we talking about here? Y'all gonna tell me women don't cheat? Women ain't wicked? Women ain't evil? A woman will have a baby by another man and will let another dude raise that baby his whole life. That's the wickedest thing I ever heard of in my life.
That's very wicked.
That's what a woman will do. A woman to do that. And then y'all keep with this. The numbers don't match the words that's coming out of y'all mouth. That's the reason why people like Kevin Samuels, people like Tate, the whole red pill movement is something that women don't want on the internet, because the numbers come out and they don't support the lies.
They're delusional, Judd. That's why.
The numbers don't support the lies. It is what it is.
I just feel like women have shown and prove that we can function without a man. I feel like women are becoming very successful now, and I feel like it's driving the guys crazy, and that's where all that
Hey,
crazy content is coming from. That's where all that
this is
crazy
ZB
content is
Real.
coming from.
Kia, this is ZB Real. I want to ask you a question since you say that women can function without man. Okay, I'll give that to you. So black men have been absent from the household. They've been incarcerated at high levels, and women have played both roles. What is the condition of the overall black neighborhoods of America that have been led by women without men?
Damn.
The condition is a reflection of the man not assuming his role.
No, Kia, no. You just
Because
said
a
that
woman
women.
can do.
No, Kia, you said women can function and have functioned very well without men. Okay, I agree. Women have functioned well without men. Now you tell me the estate of the black community in our neighborhoods without man there, because women are functioning well and have been running them. What is the condition of the black community?
I would say if you want to talk about the impoverished black community where it's a lot of killing and stuff, I didn't grow up in those areas. So it's a lot of black households that was raised by women that's functioning very well. But
okay,
if you want to go to the lowest point, then I don't know. Maybe they didn't have God in their lives, and maybe they didn't lead them, in the Word of God.
Now, this is how you know what Judge said is true, where the numbers are not matching up with the lies that are coming out of your mouth. The affluent communities that you are speaking about are two-parent households.
No.
Men and women in those households of good neighborhoods. There are majority women in the poor, impoverished neighborhoods that you are talking about that they are running. So if you want to say that I didn't grow up in that neighborhood, well, then you got to acknowledge that you grew up in a neighborhood that was full of men and women, husbands and wives, and that's the reason that they are the way they are, because the husband is there. Because when women are over the household, you get the poor, impoverished, drug-ridden, violent neighborhood that you just talked about.
I have to say that's not true, because my neighbors was women, and they did not have men in their household. Not all of them. And I grew up.
She got one case.
Big houses.
Right.
It was women. And guess what?
One case against a statistic. You can't make this up.
Kia, listen to me. I said the black community, not the black household.
The impoverished community.
I said the community, the estate of the black community. What is it like since it's being ran by women, because black men are not there? They're incarcerated. They're on drugs. They're not marrying the women in the places that you're talking about that is being led by black women. What is the estate of the black collective community that is being led by women?
Okay, it's not good if you want to go there.
So why are you sitting here telling us a lie, saying that black women are doing very well by themselves? That's a lie. The community, the hood, it's not called a neighborhood anymore. It's called the hood. It's known as the trap.
So that's the majority of us. Are you putting us all in a box?
Single black father.
So here's my question. I have a question. What's out of the entire black community? What's the percentage of the black community that's actually hood?
Shot. Hold on. Judge, you have something?
I'll answer her question. The percentage of the black community that's hood is the community that has 1/10 of wealth of white people.
Yeah. So all I'm asking is, like, out of all the black people,
listen to me. What I'm saying here. White people would have to stop working for 268 years. Listen to what I'm saying. They would have to never work again for 268 years for the black community to catch up with what an average white person has in their bank account.
Damn.
268 years. And you ready to sit here and tell me that we're all doing good, that majority of black people ain't living in the hood. Stop it, y'all. Y'all ain't great women ain't gonna come in here and bullshit us.
I'm gonna speak for my
CB
I'm speaking for the statistic on it.
CB Will.
Yes, sir. Go
You
ahead,
know what's so crazy? That's why I keep telling you, man. America messed up these sisters a big time. She said the woman can do better without the man. So listen to this, right? When you look at society as a whole today, you got right now a one bedroom, depending on where you rent it, it's $1,000 and more. You got majority of the sisters is single mothers. Single mothers working by themselves, struggling. They got one or two kids. They gotta pay rent. They gotta provide food. They gotta provide all this stuff. Those are the same sisters who think they're better off. No, you're not better off because just like Jude said earlier, God did not create you to be a single mother. You was not bringing here to be a single mother. You was bringing here to raise a family, father, mother, children. We are the only race. I'm going to repeat that again. We are the only race in the planet Earth who don't think about family structure. Why you single mother? You know what that sound like? Baby mama, you know what that sound like? That's supposed to be a disrespect word for word. But guess what? The black woman cherish that when somebody call her a single mother, a baby mama. No, that's supposed to be a disrespect when somebody call you that. And guess what? We are the only race who think like that. God did not bring you here to be no baby mama. God bring you here to be a wife. God bring the brother here to be a husband. But because our community is so dysfunctional, we thinking that we embrace what not normal. Now the unknown become norm. That's the problem we have. And we cannot, that's what the brothers were trying to explain to sis, and you can even see it.
No,
I'm your mom.
no. I can see
I
it.
say
I can see
something.
it. I can see it, but just don't put all the blame on the woman because
What,
the
what,
man plays a big role in the household, and if he's not there, that's his fault.
well, the man's deciding to take a step back from crazy women. Like I said, 51% of black men, 51% of black men are single without kids.
And how many of them locked
Right.
up or
And
dead?
guess what?
How
And,
many
and
of them locked up or dead?
And guess what? And you got Nick Cannon got kids, P. Diddy, they all these women sexing the same man. They all these women, these smart, independent women, they all sexing the same men, having babies by the same men. And
Looking
then
for a bag.
then 2 or 3
Hey,
months now they're gonna be complaining about how they husband not in their baby life and how they had to raise their husband without their kids without a father
nah.
and stuff like that.
Hey,
It's
Judge. I want to pose a question to the sister Kia, or I think they said Shanice is up next. I want to post a question. Do you think that the women that are having babies with Nick Cannon are respectable to be admired and looked up to role models of society in the women's sphere? Should y'all aim to be what they are as a woman? Do you think
Absolutely
they making
not.
the right? Okay,
Absolutely
so
not.
are those women smart and educated women?
They may be smart, educated women, but they're not making a good decision where that is concerned.
So that means that what you said that women, even smart, educated women, I'm gonna have to be blunt with you. Smart, educated women, black women in America are stupid.
I mean, everybody have their day when they do stupid things. Men
Come
too.
on,
Men
sis.
too. Men too.
As I was gonna say, I
You
think
don't
it
trip.
contributes.
Hey,
You have a stupid.
hey,
You don't trip, fall, and spread eagle for a man that you know got 11 other baby mamas. That is a premeditated thought, and you know what you are doing.
yeah, like them sisters,
Yeah.
Stop it.
with Future, Hey, but look, when you think about the projects, right? Public housing and things like that. You don't think of single men. It's single women living there. And what's the estate of those places? Is it a place people want to live at? Is it a place where you feel safe, where you can not lock your front door and stuff like that? Because I grew up, I would say middle class, maybe upper middle class. I didn't know what it meant to know people that didn't have a mother and a father in their household. That's just how I came up. And it was in good neighborhoods, and everybody had a mom, everybody had a dad. It wasn't until I got older and started going around, going to different schools and going in different places where I'm like, man, this place messed up. And then and then people will say something like, "Your dad live with you?" I'm like, "Yeah." They're like, "Yeah, oh man, hey, I'm like, what the hell you mean your dad don't live with you? Like that's normal, right?" And then once I got older, you started to see the more worse rundown neighborhoods that nobody want to be at. It's a bunch of single moms in those neighborhoods. So I don't understand where the mindset that single women are been doing good, because we go to projects right now. It's a bunch of single women living in these houses with kids, and it ain't no place nobody want to be. Mute my mic.
But why is that though? And why is the ratio of black women like 10 to 1 man? Is it
That's
because
not true.
all
That
the
ain't
men locked up or dead
that ain't true on
or
no
gay?
numbers. That ain't no numbers. Women gay too. Women in
Yeah, but I'm
jail too.
just saying they said it's 10
That
women to 1 man.
but that's just one of those things. That's sign language right there.
That's even in the Bible. It says
That-
at some point it's going to be 7 women to 1 man
yeah, because men are the prize. You just proved it. Thank you.
because it's not that many men. It's
Damn!
not going to be that many
Booyah!
men. It's not going to be that many
Gotcha!
men. It's not going
What
to
you
be
saying,
that
man?
many men
Can I
because
say
the
Man of
men.
something?
the prize? Kia, man of the prize then.
It's
Can
not
I
going to
say
be
something?
that many men. That doesn't mean men
Kia,
are the
man
prize.
of the prize.
I just feel like the men are going crazy because women nowadays is bossed up, and we are
Hey,
able
man.
to
Man,
take care of ourselves.
women selling weave, women doing nails. Women ain't bossed
Let's
up.
move
Y'all ain't making
on,
more money than
man.
They
I'm
driving
bossed
trucks
up.
too.
the black
I'm
man.
bossed up.
The black
Let's
man
move
still make money.
on, man.
And guess
He
what?
up here lying.
All
I'm
y'all got
bossed up.
therapists. Y'all got mental problems. So be single. That's what you want. Go free the eggs. And
No, we don't want to be single. We want to
well,
find
that's what
a good
a lot,
man that
of,
we can call the
a lot of
prize, that we can call a prize.
Man, hey,
if y'all
move on the co-letter.
if these sisters be quiet, they'll find a husband. But they won't. They want to be the man. They want to be
That's not
bossed up.
true.
They want to be.
Finding a good man ain't
But
that
we
hard.
all bossed up though. You can't be mad.
All
Just go
right.
to where the good men at. It's
Yeah.
simple.
Bossed up. Hey, bossed up and gonna be in the hole in the wall club looking for a sugar daddy. Stop
Never
it.
that. Never that. Never
Move
Take
on to
that.
Is
Colette,
Nick
man.
Cannon?
take
Is
care.
Yeah, I
Nick
have a question
Cannon
for
a
you.
good man
They
to
take
y'all?
care of kids.
Is
Say
Nick is
Hey,
Nick
hey,
Cannon?
Abraham, who's up next, man? Is it Colette or
Yeah.
is it Shanice? Who's up?
Is Nick?
Shanice.
I'm asking a
All
quick
y'all
question. Can y'all
talking,
hear
I
me?
bet
Okay.
all y'all women pay half of y'all
Say
bills.
Kia. All right,
None of y'all
appreciate you, sis.
paying.
My wife don't work.
Hey,
Damn.
Is
Shanice.
Nick Cannon? Is Nick Cannon a good man to y'all?
He might
No.
be. Well, to me, no, but he might be a good person.
Yeah, I'm not a good person. A good man in the sense that we talking about having all these kids. Is he a
No,
good
he a
man?
whoremonger.
Nah, he a whore.
Say,
Yeah.
matter of fact. Hey, Shanice, hold up, real quick.
Hmm.
Let's take a couple steps
Can we
back.
go with the queue?
Yeah, this is the cue. So, real quick, men are the prize, not the woman. Agree or disagree? Let's start right back from there, and then let's work through it. What do you say about the topic, Shanice?
Again, I think same thing with Kia. I can't really agree or disagree. I think some of the statements that y'all made, like this last one, 7 women to men, kind of makes you think that obviously, y'all are the prize. But I think when it comes down to black men and women, when it comes down to our issues and the fact that there aren't black men in our households, you're correct. In the hood, it is a bunch of black women, and we are not doing well overall. Not to say onesie, twosie, who this person or that person. Overall, the numbers don't lie. But I'm trying to figure out how do we
Did you
get
hear
there.
that? Did you hear that, Kia? Numbers don't lie.
She knows it too. She's not necessarily, I don't think she's debating that. I think it's more so, how did we get here? How did we get to the Nick Cannon and all these different women? Because that's kind of what's happening.
The feminist movement.
Right.
I tell you, Christianity that gave you black women power, and you put the black man on the back burner, and they exalted you in that church and made the man feel like he was less of.
Demasculated.
You took that damn spirit home, and you started doing it at your man in the house. He said, "Man, the hell with this, I'm out of here," and left you by yourself.
Yeah, I can see that.
That's why black women love church so much, because that's the place where you go to be empowered by a crooked-ass false prophet pastor that tells you that you are the queen of the world, and you got 2 kids, no man, you work, and you don't want to have to get up at 6 a.m. and go work and then wake the kids up and get them dressed and cook them breakfast and pick them up from school and help them with their homework. You don't want to have to do that. But you go to that damn black church, and they feed you lies after lie, and you give them your money every week. That's why the pastor is rich. Black pastors ain't rich off black men giving them money. They rich off black women giving them money, because they feeding them lies that make them feel like they are greater than the man that
$400 billion. ZB Will, $400 billion the black chick collected from the black woman alone.
$400 billion that ain't helped none of them single mamas keep a man. I mean, my mic.
Hey, that's some pimp stuff right there. I be wondering how the pimps be getting women to sell their bodies for money. When you think about the black church, it's the same dynamic.
Hey, Real, that's heavy you said that, because that black church is equivalent to that serpent that was in the wilderness that empowered Eve. The black woman problem is she always want to be, if not better than the black man, but at least equal to him. But ever since the beginning of time, y'all been chasing that lust and that covetousness. Why? Because you want to be either equal to or better or above the black man. And you had that spirit since the beginning of time.
Damn, good point, Jay.
Go ahead. If we've had that spirit since the beginning of time, what do we do with that? You know what, though? I've been kind of getting into Islam and practicing Islam here and there. And it's a lot of the same things that y'all are saying. That, the man goes to the mosque, he gets the word, he brings it back to the house, he teaches the wife and teaches the kids. So it is a lot of things too with Islam, and you see a lot of black people becoming Muslim. It's a lot of those same traits that kind of, the women should be submissive, and those type of things that you get from Islam. So I don't know. I get it, but it's just like, I think it's more so, what do you do with it? I think women understand. I don't think, well, there are women that are okay with being baby mamas, but I think most of us are not okay with it. And it's like, well, what do you do? And we don't usually have a platform like this to listen to men to tell us. You know what I mean?
Yeah, hey, most definitely.
It's more about, and what we do too, we get on here and we go back and forth and argue instead of listening and understanding, because that's what they want us to do anyway. They want us to bump heads, because as long as we bump heads, there's no power, and these broken families can stay like that.
I'm gonna tell you this, Shanice, and then we're gonna move on to the next person on the stage. Sometimes you need a topic to cause some kind of contention to get to a solution. Yeah. Sure. There's not enough discussions inside of our community as is. So topics like this, I heard it earlier. Why did we come up with a topic like this? Well, so that we can stir you up and show a lot of us where they're wrong at.
Right. Yeah.
So this is gonna come out with a solution. So hey, I appreciate you, Shanice.
No problem.
All right. Next up, we have Colette. But hey, I do want to say real quick, hashtag Biblical Smoke on Twitter. Follow the moderators on stage, follow the clubhouse room, okay? As well, share our room on every social media that you got, and you can always reach us at biblicalsmoke@gmail.com. All right, Colette, it's on you, sis. what you think about the topic. And everybody else that's not talking, y'all go ahead and listen to that video that we have pinned up at the top. We're gonna ask about it soon. But go ahead, Colette, what you got? Colette, if you're talking, your mic is muted. Or you might not be by the chat. All right, next up on the stage. We have Poetic.
Shalom, Most High, bless the Most High Christ. Excuse me. I've been really listening to this topic, and I myself think that, as you all said, the woman is the liability because we do a lot of dragging men into things without them necessarily knowing it. Eh, for instance, when the thing between Bobby Brown and Whitney Houston, everyone was like, "Oh no, he got her into drugs," but it was just the opposite. She actually got him into drugs. So right there, that took away that, blame to him. As far as men being carriers of the sperm, it is men ejaculate at least 200 million sperm to maybe one woman egg. So you've got all these little chances to, hit the egg and start the child process. Men that go out to work, provide for the children. You don't have to go to work as a female. You can raise your children, because now in today's society we have too many women that don't take the time to be with the children, to properly raise the children, to listen to a man, because the mentality is, I don't have to listen to you. You're a man. Why do I have to listen to you? Because they weren't raised to understand the laws of God. And with the laws of God, we listen. We're supposed to listen. We're supposed to follow the guidelines.
All right. No, go ahead. We have some more people that's on the stage. I want you to go ahead and land your plane soon, sis. Go ahead.
That's only because you guys skipped me. So, but you know what? On that, I'll mute my mic. Go ahead and let the other young ladies say their piece.
Okay. Next up on the stage. So I'm gonna go Nishan, then we're gonna go Sharice. So Nishan, can you hear me?
Hey, yeah, skip me, brother.
Yes, I can hear you.
Yeah, hey, hold tight, bro. Hey, go ahead, Nishan. What you got?
I'm gonna say both are a prize if you find a godly one, and I mean I don't think it could go any other way. If they're godly, they're both a prize. If not, good luck.
So you said both are the prize, man and women.
If they're godly, yeah. I mean, if they go by, what God wants them to be for each other, then they're both going to be the prize because they both bring something to the table. I don't think one can do it without the other. You need each other.
Okay. You got any other thoughts on it? Got any other thoughts on it? Any other moderators want to tap into what you're talking about?
I got a question. What does it mean to be a prize, though? I think we should kind of define that. What does it mean to actually be a prize? Because what I'm thinking when you say a prize, that means some type of reward, right, to the winner. So who's competing, I guess, for the other? It's kind of what we would.
A prize means that you're the goal, you're the catch. Without you, it don't mean nothing. That's what it means.
Okay.
That's what the prize means. So I want all you women on here, because this is what you women, this is what America taught you if you didn't pay attention in damn science class. Where does life start? I want you women to be honest. You want to define who the prize is, because a woman's being, your name is one man. Mm-hmm. You got your name from a man. Mm-hmm. Where does life start? Does it start with you or the man?
A man.
Anybody else on stage? All you loud ass women that all don't argue back and forth. Where does life start?
I'd like to say something.
Y'all claim y'all to catch.
I want to speak as well.
But life starts in a man's balls. It does not start in a woman's stomach.
But without the woman's egg,
you're not a mother. You're not a mother without a man. You can't even fulfill your godly duty without a man.
Are we disagreeing?
Man's the prize.
Disagreeing to that?
I think it takes both to have a baby.
Oh, there you go. See, there we go. See, I do it. You women think because you catch sperm and hold it in your stomach for 9 months that you are goddess queens of the earth. Everything in your body is death until a man puts life in it.
Well, scientifically, it doesn't start until the heartbeat is detected.
Okay.
So, but still, you need each other. I mean, when it comes down to it,
we're not saying you don't need each other. We're not saying that because God said man should not be alone. So we're not saying we don't need each other. The problem is that you black women in America today, you think that you are the catch and not the black man because the white man, we have to work as soon as we get out our mama house at 18, because we got to pay bills, because we got to have our own place, so we got to pay the rent, because we got roommates. You get to stay at home until you damn 22, 23 years old with your daddy taking care of you so you can go to college and get your associate.
I had a job at 18. I was working when I was a junior.
Yeah,
I mean, I was working before
at?
I got out of high school.
Where'd you live at?
I lived in Oklahoma, going
around. Where did you live at?
I was at home with my parents.
Okay, boom. My point exactly. You was at home. Black men got to get their ass out and go get your roommate, go get your own place and start working when you're 18, 19 years old, and you women get to sit at home under your daddy's roof or the white man giving your mama Section 8, and you can go get your associates, you can get your bachelor's, and then you can go get your master's. And by the time you got your master's, we've been working for since we was 19 years old. We've been working 10, 12 years, and we don't have that education that you was afforded because we was out here working, and then you turn around and say, I'm better than you because I got a master's, nigga.
Not all women. Not all women are like that. Not all women are like that.
There's a lot of
and my brothers.
Yeah, I know. Hey, listen to this, y'all. I know all women ain't like that. The majority of you are.
It's a lot of black men that's educated too. My brother is a doctor and he went to college.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, Kia. Who is it? Kia, thank you for your one-off anomalies. You are the best at that. You got one neighbor that's dykes, and they all women, don't let men in their house, and they speak for all black community. And you got a brother that's a doctor, and he speaks for all the black men that got to work when they 18, 19 years old, while the women get to sit at home and go to school for 12 years and get out and get a master's and then go into corporate America and think they better than the black man. Thank you for your one-off.
Why the man can't get an education? They don't have to. You can go get an education because
he got the reason why because he got to work as soon as he get out. Because you black women, if he ain't got a job, then he ain't shit.
I worked all the way through college. I started working when I was
Don't,
14
don't
years
skip
old.
what he just said. Don't skip what he
Nah,
just
don't.
said.
She
Deal with
try to
that.
skip right over that, don't they? Because when you meet a man, if he ain't got a job, no matter what age he is, he ain't shit. So a man knows he got to come out the gate working to even be attractive enough to even be looked at by a woman while you're in college, living at home, getting stipends, and you're on your damn master's, and you think you better than him.
Is that because the men fell for the matrix?
Oh gosh.
Oh my God.
What?
You know, Z, that's why the young black man today sell drugs and do scams. Cause going off to what ZB Real saying is true. If the man ain't got money, the woman ain't even looking his direction. He could be a 16-year-old selling drugs on the street, toting guns in a gang, all just to get money to impress a woman. Or he could be 40 years old, working since he was 19, getting money, trying to provide for his apartment, trying to get a woman, trying to impress a woman. And now hear this black woman talking about, is that because we're just going in circles. It's useless for some black women. I ain't gonna say all of y'all, but some. I say most.
So going back to my point, we straight up. I want to ask you, black women, where does life come from? Because this is going to answer Shanique's question. Who's the prize? Well, where does life come from? We've had somebody say, both of them are equally important. Where does it come from? Scientifically. Since you won't go science, you don't want to use the Bible. Where does it come from scientifically?
So I have a I guess answer and a question. So I think scientifically it does come from both the egg and the sperm. You can't make a baby one without the other. But my question is, what does it mean? Like, how does it manifest itself for one person in a relationship to be the prize? Like, is the other person supposed to be like, oh, I'm so thankful to have this person? Like, what does that mean in practice? I don't really understand.
Proverbs 31:10. I'll show you how it manifests itself. I'm going to show you how it manifests itself. We're going to read Proverbs 31. Now, I'm coming from the standpoint that the man's the prize because I know that God made Adam first and he ruled over the entire world, and Eve was a helper to him that ruled the world. Eve didn't have no damn power. Eve wouldn't have had nothing if it wasn't for Adam. Nobody wants to acknowledge that. Eve wouldn't have had shit if it wasn't for Adam being made.
I'm trying to acknowledge it, but y'all been ignoring me.
Well, we don't want to hear you right now.
So you're saying that it means that the woman shouldn't have power?
I'm great. Read what it looks like in action because I come from the standpoint that men are the prize. Proverbs chapter 31, verse 10.
This is the book of Proverbs, chapter 31 and verse 10. Who can find a virtuous woman? For her price is far above rubies. The heart of her husband doeth safely trust in her.
So when the man is the prize, how does that manifest itself? The husband safely trusts in her. What does that mean? That when he leaves the house, he knows that she ain't got some secret ass, what you women call it today, sneaky links. She ain't got a social media, Snapchat. She ain't got no Instagram where she is privately messaging men and entertaining their conversations when they message her. A husband safely trusting her that the money that he make and bring in the house, she's not going to waste it on riotous living, trying to get Gucci bags and Fendi and fake ass $200 hair weave and some $75 snuffleupagus eyelashes.
Oh my gosh.
His heart can safely trust in her. Keep reading.
So that he shall have no need of spoil.
Keep reading.
She will do him good and not evil all the days of her life.
Ooh, listen to the words of God. When the man is the prize, this is how it manifests itself. Can you read that one more time to the black woman?
She will do him good and not evil all the days of her life.
Ooh, shucks, that just makes my soul jump out my body. She will do him good and not evil all the days of his life. All the days of his life. Not when she feel like it. Not when she just agree with it. No. God says she gonna do him good and not evil all the days of his life. That's how it manifests itself when the man is the prize. And do black women do good? Do they do good to men all the days of their lives and not evil? Do they?
Okay, so it sounds like...
No, I'm asking you a question. Do women do good all the days of their lives and not evil to their man?
I mean, I really don't know what kind of women you deal with, honestly, so I don't want to speak in generalities. But it sounds like you're saying...
You're not a woman. Y'all women kill me how...
Wait a second.
How y'all try to single yourself out and single women out when you know damn well y'all all the same.
Okay.
Y'all women... Are women emotional?
So it sounds like you have...
Are women emotional? Naturally, are y'all emotional as a creature?
Yeah.
Sure.
Yes,
We know that. Why do y'all sit here? You go sit here and lie and say, "Oh, not all women." Yes, you are. Stop it. Stop with your damn lying.
What made you go to that? How women are emotional? Because that's something I'm trying to personally
Because she was about to use the example. Oh, I can't speak for everybody. You women are the same. You act like God made one woman and then was like, you know what? I'm gonna make the rest of y'all different. No, he didn't. Just like most men are the same. All you got to do is be quiet, give us some damn food, and give us sex, and we happy. Ain't that what all men say? All I need some food, some quiet, and some sex. I'm good. You don't hear no damn man say, "Hey man, I need her to I need her to skydive. I need her to be a good painter. Oh, mine gotta know how to damn ride a Ferrari or the Grand Prix in the NASCAR for me to accept her." They don't say that. Man said, "Be quiet, give me some food, and sex me, and I'm good." Man say that. But you don't hear us say, "Oh yeah, well, every single one of us is different." No, we all want peace and quiet. We all want some food, and we all want some ass. But you women "Oh no, I'm different. I'm different. No, I'm different." No, you ain't. You ain't different.
But that alone isn't gonna make a person want to stay with you. I mean, just having
hold on. Let's see. Let's ask the man on stage, brothers. If you had a wife that was quiet, that fed you and sexed you, would you stay with that woman? Let's ask the brother.
I've been married
100%.
Damn straight.
Been married for almost 12 years.
Oh, okay. Boom. So you're wrong. There you go. You're wrong. You're wrong.
That's why I've been married for 40 years.
There you go, sis. You're wrong. That's all we need. But you women would get on here. Oh no, not all women like that. Oh, I'm different. Oh, I'm this. No, you not. You ain't different. And stop trying to be different, because God ain't even about that. God is about us all being the damn same. Now, we ain't robots, but he all expects us to have the same thoughts, the same ways that the same way we dress, we all supposed to eat the same thing. We all supposed to worship him on the same day. We all supposed to treat our wife the same way. God ain't about all this individuality. White man taught you that. And that's why you black women are single. Most of you single, because y'all think you're different. You don't know what the hell a black man wants. All he wants you to do is shut up, feed him, and give you some ass. And you be married and happy.
Hey, y'all.
Hey, that's a hard pill for a lot to swallow, man.
Hey, thank you all for letting me up on y'all stage. How y'all doing?
Yeah, same.
Man, what happened to servant?
Hey, y'all hold on, man. All right, so hey sis, appreciate you. So we're gonna continue to move on through the audience. Servant, before we get to you, it's Sharice, then it's you. So, Sharice.
Shalom.
What's going on, sis?
I'm good. So I would agree that the man is the prize, because I feel like a real man come already shaped and formed. And when you look at it logically, when a woman have a good man, they do everything to keep that good man. With that being said, they start to get shaped and formed by their man, because their man is steadily bettering them and teaching them how to be a better wife, woman, and mother. And if you think about it, like when women have a good man, they automatically praise that. So I would consider the man being the prize.
Is this a discussion, or can we like go back and forth, or?
Yeah, it's definitely a discussion. There will, as you have seen, I'm sure, I think, a back and forth, but there's a queue. So there's people that's been waiting. We're going to get to you. I promise you. Just stay on the stage. We're going to get to you, all right? Unless any of us moderators acts openly, then we'll get to you. So next, I appreciate you, Sharice. Servant, go ahead, bro.
Thank you, brothers, man. You guys jump like a rope, jump rope, but it's all good. I know what you're doing. Hey, to the prophets, hey, man, I'm with you, brothers, all the way. But look, this is a problem. It's a problem. From the title, men's are the prize, not the woman. Agree or disagree? I agree that the men's are the prize. According to the Bible, a man that wanted to keep the law, such commandments. A woman is a Proverbs 31 woman. So in this world we're living in today, girls are the prize and boys are not. So when we talk from a biblical aspect, men's are the prize. Okay, we all know that scripture in the Songs of Solomon. Now, these women's got a twist. They all need to read, you know what I'm saying, the Willie Lynch letter and see how this man, Esau, the white man, then turned everything upside down, okay, and reverse everything. That's what the devil's job is, to reverse everything, okay, and make us like we're nothing. When they see a real man, they go against him, as we seen tonight. The point is this. The point is that we, as men, that keep the law, such commandments to the best of our ability, we got to filter out the girls and get a Proverbs 31 woman. And it's going to be solved after that. But yeah, man, I appreciate you, brothers. All you sisters, read the Willie Lynch letter. And you're going to see the game plan right there and correlate that with the Bible, because the Bible speaks of those things. Adam was made first. God seen that he was lonely, and he made him a help mate, not a help leader. So you guys is serving a whole different purpose. With that, brother, the water, and I yield.
All right. Next up on the stage, we have Talia. Talia, can you hear me? Talia, can you hear me? All right, I'm gonna go ahead and move right on down.
I'm sorry, but you skipped me, sir.
I'm sorry, who was that?
Zin?
Oh, you must have left out and came back in. You're at the bottom of my list.
I think you need to refresh your page. You've been skipping everybody, sir.
Yeah, she next.
Go ahead, Zin.
Shalom, everyone. I wanted to say, agreeing with the topic, that before I grew up and understood what the whole game plan was, I was tricked into believing that we were the prize. But when I started back sitting down and thinking, like I used to have a lot of discussions with my male friends, we used to all get high and talk and have these kind of conversations. And I guess we have forgotten that after the 60s, we threw away everything and started acting like women rule the world, when the world was functioning with us supporting our men, like in our proper role. And this scramble for power has been destroying us, and we refuse to see it. And it's really an issue with us. I don't know what it is, but we have this jealousy complex.
Then women don't refuse to see it. They see it. They just don't give a damn.
You know what? I believe.
Look, hold on. Let me prove this to you. I'm gonna prove it to you. Go to Genesis. Watch this. I'm gonna prove it that they see the destruction and it's destroying them. You know damn well when women look at TikTok and Instagram and see women in bikinis with their fake ass and their fake titties and weave out, they know that a woman should not be portraying herself in that type of manner on the World Wide Web. They know that in their heart of hearts.
Preach.
But what would they do? They will like that picture and they will comment and say, "You go, girl. BBL, hashtag BBL." They will do that. Give me that in Genesis chapter 2. And I want you to go to what God told Adam not to do. I ain't got my Bible in front of me right now. I'm shooting from the hip. You gotta know what you're talking about right here.
Yeah, yes, sir. I'm looking.
Let me get it with you here. All right. Genesis chapter 2, verse 16.
Verse
Come
16.
on, man. I'm on my phone and got it. Pop it right up. Come on.
I was at 18. My apologies.
Okay. All praises. Go ahead.
This is Genesis chapter 2 and verse 16. And the Lord God commended the man, saying, "Of every tree of the garden thou mayest freely eat, but of the tree of the knowledge of good and evil thou shalt not eat of it. For in the day that thou eatest thereof, thou shalt surely die."
Thou shalt surely die. Right? Now y'all, I want all y'all Christians to acknowledge you did not read an apple. Adam did not and Eve did not eat an apple. That's Christianity made up lies. There is no apple. So now you see where God told him, don't eat of the tree. That means learn. Don't learn what this is talking about people, but don't learn their ways. Because if you do, you shall die. Now, please, let's skip over to Genesis chapter 3 and let's read. Let's start at verse 1.
Genesis chapter 3 and verse 1. Now the serpent was more subtle than any beast of the field which the Lord God hath made. And he said unto the woman, Yea, hath God said, Ye shall not eat of every tree of the garden?
Now that serpent is a man. That's what it's talking about. It's talking about a man. All right? Now keep reading.
Verse 2. And the woman said unto the serpent, We may eat of the fruit of the trees of the garden, but of the fruit of the tree which is in the midst of the garden, God hath said, Ye shall not eat of it, neither shall ye touch it, lest ye die.
Where did Eve learn that from? Who taught her that? Who taught her that if we learn those ways, if we eat this fruit, we are going to die? Don't do it, Eve. Who taught her that?
Adam.
Well, thank you, brother. I want the women to answer that. This is a question for them. Who taught her that, y'all? Come on, women. You so talkative when you want shit on black man. Who taught her don't eat that stuff? Because if you do, we're going to die, baby. Don't do it. And I ain't trying to die. I'm trying to live forever. Her husband, who she was made for. She wasn't made for the serpent. She wasn't made for nobody else. She was made for Adam specifically. That's her only reason for existence, was to be a help meet to Adam. Now, read the next verse of what the serpent said to her.
Verse 4. And the serpent said unto the woman, Ye shall not surely die.
She let someone outside of her husband, who she was made for, tell her something different that whom God was dealing with. God told Adam that. And Adam told his wife. This came from God. But she let somebody outside of her husband influence her. Now keep reading.
Verse 5. For God doeth know that in the day ye eat thereof, then your eyes shall be opened, and ye shall be as gods, knowing good and evil.
Now, this is how she was influenced. She let someone other than her husband tell her that she can have power just like him. It said, ye shall be as gods. God didn't tell that woman that she was going to have no power. Her job was to be a helper to the God on earth named Adam. Just like you women today, you've let someone else tell you that your black man ain't shit and you can do bad all by yourself and you are equal or above him if you got education. You let somebody tell you that. God didn't never tell you that. Read on.
Verse 6. And when the woman saw that the tree was good for food, and that it
Stop right there. She saw that it was good for food, it's pleasant to the eyes. Did she say, well, my husband already told me that I'm going to die. I know this is going to destroy us if I take part in this. I'm not doing it. What did she do? Continue reading.
and that it was pleasant to the eyes, and a tree to be desired to make one wise. She took of the fruit thereof, and did eat, and gave also unto her husband with her, and he did eat.
So she went and learned it. She took of it, and then she brought it back to her husband and convinced him to go against what God had told him you should not do. So she knew that it would destroy them. And she wasn't going to be destroyed by herself. Who else did she destroy in the process? Sisters, women. Who else did she say, I'm bringing down with me too? Adam, which in turn became everybody. So the sister, going back to what the sister was saying, Sister Zen, women know that the stuff they do is destroying them. They don't give a damn. They see it and still go headlong into it. They know that they shouldn't be laying down with men from the club that don't want to marry them, just wants to be their boyfriend. And then they become a baby mama. They do it again. They know they shouldn't be doing that. They don't care. They know it's destroying them. So you can't say, I don't know why it's destroying us. I don't know why. They don't care. I'll mute my mic.
Yeah.
Hey, ZB Real, can I pull a scripture, please, to go exactly with what you just read in Genesis?
Yes, sir. Bring it up.
I read it earlier. We're going to read it again. Get that for me in Sirach 3:9. This could be very clear if they didn't understand the apple and the tree. God is going to make it clear right here in this one verse. Read that for me, Sirach 3:9.
This is the book of Sirach, chapter 3 and verse 9. For the blessing of the father establisheth the houses of children, but the curse of the mother rooteth out foundations.
You know what that curse is? Doing exactly what Eve did. Going against what you was taught by the man, by the husband, by the father. When you go against that, you root out foundations. You root out the entire family. So what ZB Real just brought out, the woman brought down the entire lineage, the whole family. And first Adam, then the entire family. Why? Because she goes against what she was taught by her God, her Lord, or her husband, in the case of what we just brought up in Genesis, which is Adam.
So then, that's biblically, I'm showing you, women don't care that they destroying themselves. They don't care. As long as they get some self-satisfaction out of it, they don't care. They don't care at all. Go ahead, finish your thought, Zia.
So my next question is, how do we encourage our men to see themselves as the value? Because clearly they don't. Not anymore, because they've been convinced that, they're not needed in the home. Black baby mamas can do everything by themselves, which is not true. I don't know why. Well, I mean, you said it, but this headstrong thing and the need to be right. Excuse me, young man. Sorry about that. And the need to be right all the time. It's crazy. So you would. Excuse me, one moment, Shannon. Sorry about that. So the need to be right, we would destroy a whole household just because we didn't get our way, instead of sitting down and thinking about what we're really upset about, which half of the time is real bullshit, to be honest.
Yeah, can I
And then
touch on that
the
really?
cycle
Oh, go ahead.
continues.
Sorry.
But how do we show our men that they are the prize, and how do we respect being the support to the prize? Because to me, that's what I think a wife is. The husband is the prize, and the wife is the prize to the husband because she complements him, not to overshadow him, which we tend to do a lot. That's what I think. I'm just gonna land my plane because this is gonna get
Yeah,
too hot if we keep talking.
yeah, you do that because you want to be seen. The white man has convinced you that it's not enough that you are a help meet to your man. He's convinced you that you can't stand behind him. You have to stand beside him and be seen by everybody and get your praise and glory from the world. When that's not how it's supposed to be. Go back to Proverbs chapter 31, and I want you to go to the verse where it says, "Beauty is vain." Look who your praise is supposed to come from. Black women want praise from people on social media that they don't even know. They want praise from that same oppressor that is locking your black man up, racially profiling him, denying him from home loans, not giving him raises on jobs, making him have to work long hours to get half the pay that those that oppress him get. You want praise from them. That's backwards. Proverbs 31, if you got it, go ahead and read it.
It's the book of Proverbs, chapter 31 and verse 30. Favor is deceitful, and beauty is vain. But a woman that feareth the Lord, she shall be praised.
Now, hold on. Now that's good. Now jump up to verse 28.
Verse 28. Her children arise up and call her blessed, her husband also, and he praiseth her.
Oh, who praises her?
And he praiseth her.
You don't want praise from your black man. No, you don't want that, black woman. You want praise from the white man. That's why you're so enamored with your career. Black men don't give a shit about your career. You ain't never heard no black man say, "Oh man, yeah, to be my wife, you gotta have a good career out here." You ain't never heard no black man say that.
Right.
Black man said, "Be quiet, give me some food, and give me ass." No, that's not enough for you. I need that. I got a PhD. You want that to be said. You want the world to praise you because of how smart you are. But God said your husband and your kids are supposed to praise you. This is asking your questions. And how do we get back to being in the right place that God ordained women to be in and be that support? You got to accept that your praise is supposed to come from your husband and your kids. That they say, "Mama, you're a good mama." Wife, you getting close to being that Proverbs 31 woman. My goodness. You don't want that. No. You want likes on social media for your fake ass. You want likes on social media for your fake eyelashes. You want likes on social media for your fake weave. And you want praise from the world because you got multiple degrees, but you're single and you're a baby mama. You happy with that? Most black women. I ain't gonna say all of you. Majority of you black women are happy with that. I got a PhD. I mean my mic.
Can I throw something in really quick that you had said earlier? Well, you kind of just mentioned it again, TV.
Yeah, go ahead, Shanice.
About women kind of all being the same. When you said that, you were like, well, all y'all are the same. And I'm thinking in my head, no, I'm a little bit different. But then you brought up emotions. And I that stuck with me because it's something that I'm trying to work on, is to stop going off of my emotions so much.
Yeah,
And it's crazy because
that's why I say that, because I know, because you're all the same. Look, I got a wife. I got a wife in her sleep right now. I got a wife in her sleep right now. She's not the first woman I've ever dealt with in my life.
Right.
And she ain't no different than the women that I dealt with before her.
Mm-hmm.
All the same. And every man on here can attest that the wife they got right now, once they woke up, repented, knew who they was as Israelites according to the Bible, that the woman they got is emotionally in the same hemisphere as the women that they've dealt with before.
And yeah, I wouldn't have even thought about that. And it's something that plays into the next thing you said. Be quiet, give me sex, and give me food. Because when we run off our emotions, myself included, I've made plenty of irrational decisions or said some irrational things based off my emotions instead of holding on a second and figuring out, is it actually true the way I feel? So that was just funny that you compared, not funny, that was just a revelation to me that you compared women to be the same in that aspect. Because when you said it, I'm like, no, I'm not really like them, but we are in that sense all emotional. And then that plays into the being quiet part. When you say
And
be
the reason
quiet, we
why,
all think like just shut up and don't argue, but that's not really what it means. It means stop reacting off of your emotions so much because you cause drama where it doesn't really need to be
and I'm not saying that in a derogatory
any.
way that y'all all the same. I'm saying that because God said it.
Mm-hmm.
When He made your foremother Eve, you've still got the same DNA makeup that your foremother Eve has. You're not different from her. The same problems that Adam was having with his wife is the same problems y'all giving us today. Y'all ain't different. America has made you think that you're different, but you're not. What the thing is, we all need to get on the same page so we can fix these relationships between black men and women and Hispanics and Native Indian men and women. And we can build a nation through strong marriages because we all believe the same thing. We all eat the same stuff. And we all conduct our marriages the same way. And our women all see their man as the prize. You don't see the damn Chinese women out here saying she's different. Where y'all see the Chinese women coming on TV and social media say, yeah, I'm different from all these other 6 billion ass Chinese hoes? Y'all see that shit. Only
No,
the
they get
black
put out of
women
they
says
get put
that.
out of the house. They do some stuff like that. They get put
You
out of the
don't see no
family.
Arab. You don't see no Arab women out here talking about, yeah, I'm different from all these other hoes wearing hijab.
I'm
You
boss.
don't see that. You don't see no East Indian women out here saying, "Oh, I'm different from Hamdallah." You don't see that.
In every other
But you know,
culture,
oh, go ahead.
It's only you all. You got to realize you have been duped, black women, and it's destroying you because you don't see your man as the prize. You don't even value your own self. That's why you got baby daddies, because you don't value yourself.
Wow.
I want to
That's
touch on what the
Hey,
brother was
go ahead,
saying
man.
yeah.
real quick. I just want to touch on what the brother was saying. And he described every other race and ethnic background in every other culture. They don't have these problems like we have these problems. That's all I wanted to say. Thank you.
All right. Hey, we're gonna come right back down to you. So, in regards to the topic, because I do want to get, we got a lot of sisters' point of view in regards to this. If there are more brothers that are here that aren't really familiar with how we do things here at Biblical Smoke, please raise your hand up, and I'd like to see what y'all think about that thing also. All right. So, anyways, hey, appreciate you, sis. So, next up on the stage, we have, well, at least how it goes on my screen. We have Wildflower. Can you hear me?
Shalom.
Hey, what's going on, sis? What's going on? What you got on the topic?
So I know the topic is men are the prize, not the woman. I have one direct question, and that's gonna be for ZB Real Black and for Gumbo as the reader. Are you black only, Hebrew Israelites, or do you believe that there are the other 12 tribes? That's my first question before I can
The
answer
Hispanics. The
other.
Hispanics are Israelites, and the Native Americans are Israelites.
And the reason why I asked that, see, be real, is because you keep talking about black, 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 which is, I'm just gonna say I'm not black. I am Hispanic, and it's super irritating to me that most of these clubhouse groups, every time they talk, it's all about black. So if you,
Sis, you are black. You just a light-skinned Negro. You are black. Cut it out.
okay,
Pretty much.
Hey, wow! The reason why we say that because if you can looking at the same platform I am with all these people with pictures on there, those are all so-called black people's faces. So when we talk, we speak to the people that we can see. You say you're Hispanic, but you got pink flowers. I would never know that. Nobody would ever know that.
Okay, and so Gumbo, I am married to your cousin, and I know more about your family history than I share to care publicly.
Oh, whoa, shit! What the hell just happened here? Come on.
Right. So
Damn.
I'm not gonna divulge Gumbo.
Hey, you know what's hey, you know what? The sister just asked a question. She said, "What can we do to breathe life into our men and to have them, basically have a higher look at value on themselves, right?" And then here comes a sister about to be like, "I know your background, your history. I could talk all kinds of shit about you." That's just crazy to me.
Damn.
It's crazy. That's crazy.
Yeah, you black.
Yeah, you black. Your ass is black. That's crazy.
You black.
It's like you. It's like, let's breathe life into the black man. Oh yeah, I remember when you did this, you did that, you did this, you did that, you did that. It's like,
she said she was Hispanic. Where's she from?
That's gonna help the situation out a lot better.
What
man?
What type of Spanish are you, Miss? Are you Puerto Rican, Cuban, Colombian?
She might, or you might be Spaniard. We don't know which one.
Man, fuck that shit, man. We'll talk.
She from Santo Domingo. Because over there they think they're white. Some of them think they're white over there.
What happened? Wow left the stage.
A Spanish person ain't nothing but a black person and an Indian person mix.
Can anyone hear me? Or am I on mute?
I don't think she was Spanish. I think she was Esau, if you ask me.
Sorry.
Now, hey, Wildflower, come back up on stage. Nobody kicked you off.
Let's move on.
Yeah. So, but anyways, next up we have on the stage. So, Todd, hey, bro, I don't know how to say your name. Todd, you was already talking, bro, but you didn't weigh in on the topic. So go ahead. What you got on the topic? Men are the prize, not the woman. Agree or disagree? What you got on that thing?
Brother, I totally agree. I have my own recollections on the situation. I'm Islamic faith, but I'm sitting here on the biblical smoke. I love it. I love what's going on. It's all truth I'm hearing from the situation. So I'm just listening. I'm respecting. Thank you.
All right. Davita Frazier. So, Davita, can you hear me? All right. Jen, I know you was trying to say something earlier. Can you hear me?
I can. Can you guys hear me?
Yeah, loud and clear, sis. What you got on the topic?
Okay. I think I disagree, but can I let you know why?
Yeah, go ahead.
I believe the woman is the prize, but
what that means may be a little different than what everybody's thinking. So if I'm the prize, that means that my husband is the one receiving the prize. You see what I'm saying? And I don't think that means that, well, the way I'm looking at it, that means that I think that he's the one that is receiving the prize. Therefore, I should be all of those things for him, if that makes sense.
So in general, what assets are women to the men in general speaking?
Okay. So I know
And which
in my
what
marriage,
other?
personally. Can you hear me?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. So like what Genesis 2:18 speaks about, the woman being the helpmeet for the man. So when I read that, I look at that as her actually being his prize. So I mean, to be honest, to me that's a better position, the one receiving the prize versus the prize itself. You see what I'm saying?
I see what you're saying. So it's the man, whose job is it to provide shelter?
The man.
Whose job is it to provide food, water,
The man.
clothing?
The man.
Okay.
Right. And that's, to me, that's a good reason for him to be the one to receive the prize.
So the
So
man,
when I say that, I don't say that in the sense of, you
can you hear
know.
me?
Wait, Jen, he didn't finish the question because he's about.
Oh, I'm sorry, brother. Go ahead.
I think the table's about to take a turn, a hard left. Go ahead, Judge.
I'm sorry.
So the man. So let me get it. Let's see. So the woman gets to be able to sit back while the man provides shelter, clothing, food, water, protection.
No.
But in a way, the woman is the prize.
Well, I guess what I'm trying, maybe I'm not saying it correctly, but I guess what I'm trying to say is that I feel like the man is the one in the position of receiving the prize, because if I'm the helpmeet, he's not the helpmeet, I'm the helpmeet. So that's a sort of a gift to him. But that doesn't mean that he has to do everything. Like, let me just tell you how my relationship goes.
It seemed like he had to work harder.
You said
just
what?
like it seems like he has to work harder. If you're just like in the military, right? They don't like women to have combat positions because the men they worry about the women. So it's like if it was all men out there, it's strictly business, no emotions. We working, we getting stuff done. When it's women out there, they're all worried about that woman, right?
Right.
Which makes her a liability and not an asset, right? If you're a man and you say you got to travel the country and do things, do this and this and that, and you got your wife at home by herself, she's calling you because she heard a noise by the trash can, or she can't get the sink to cut off, or her her tire is going low, lights on in the car, she don't know what to do. I
Well,
mean, I just don't
I see.
I don't understand.
I think I agree with you, but I guess I just I kind of. I'm
Go to
sorry.
Isaiah chapter 3 and verse 16. Let's find this thing out. Let's see this. This is Isaiah chapter 3.
Okay.
You know what? Let's just go to Isaiah 4 and verse 1. Let's read that.
The book of Isaiah, chapter 4 and verse 1. And in that day, 7 women shall take hold of one man, saying, we will eat our own bread and wear our own apparel. Only let us be called by thy name to take away our reproach.
That sounds like the man is the prize. That women like, look.
No, that sounds like the man is receiving a prize.
The women say, look, we'll do everything that you're supposed to do. We'll do it ourselves. We just want to be called by your name.
Right.
Let's read what precedes that to really show who the prize is. I wasn't gonna read this, but go to Isaiah 3 right before it. Start at verse 16.
This is the book of Isaiah, chapter 3 and verse 16. Moreover, the Lord saith, because the daughters of Zion are haughty,
Haughty,
and
it means evil, mean spirited, right?
Right.
and walk with stretched forth necks
Got
and
attitude,
wanting eyes.
wanting eyes. They messing with everybody, man. They out there twerking, dropping it like it's high, getting BB L's, showing their butt on TikTok and Instagram, right?
Mm-hmm.
Walking and mincing as they go, and making a tinkling with their feet.
Go ahead.
Therefore the Lord will smite with a scab the crown of the head of the daughters of Zion.
So most
And
of these women are bald headed. You know, y'all wear wigs and weaves. It ain't nothing natural going. It's coming back, natural coming back. But a lot of these women got hair problems. They want to say it's alopecia. No,
You're right.
you're burning your scalp and putting chemicals in your hair your whole life to look like the white woman, and now it's catching up to you. Go ahead.
and mincing as they go, and making a tinkling with their feet.
18.
Verse 18, I'm sorry.
Verse
In that
7.
day, the Lord will take away the bravery of their tinkling ornaments about
Verse
their
7.
feet.
Verse 17. You
Verse
confused.
17. Therefore, the Lord will. I'm sorry. Verse
Verse 7.
17. Therefore, the Lord will smite with a scab the crown of the head of the daughters of Zion, and the Lord will discover their secret parts.
The secret parts. Like, you know, you watch some YouTube videos and women get to fighting, then their titty fall out. They dress come up, they don't have no drawers on. You know, they getting arrested and body slammed by police because they won't keep their mouth quiet. Right. And then they end up, they dress come up or whatnot. They, you know, everybody now wearing tights with a camel toe showing. That's just nasty. Right. I
Brother
mean, back,
Jack, can I ask you a question?
hold on, let me finish. Back when I was a
Okay.
hoe, and that was good because I was like, hey, look, I can definitely get her number and get some ass. The 3Fs
Right.
find Kate and flee, right? But now,
Mm-hmm.
you know, being a man of God, that's just disgusting. It's like you can't go nowhere no more. You can't go, you can't go to the mall, you can't walk around, you can't be nowhere because it's half naked women everywhere. Read.
Mm-hmm.
Verse 18. In that day, the Lord will take away the bravery of their tinkling ornaments about their feet, and their coals, and their round tires like the moon, the chains, and the bracelets, and the mufflers, the bonnets, and the ornaments of the legs, and the headbands, and the tablets, and the earrings, the rings and nose jewels, the changeable suits of apparel, and the mantles, and the wimples, and the crisping pins, the glasses, and the fine linen, and the hoods, and the veils.
So we can read earlier that God gave women all those things and made them beautiful, right?
Mm-hmm.
But he took all that away from them. Now they go shop at 579 or Sheen, all this cheap fake clothing and stuff like that they put on. You know, they dress like hoes. You know, they used to dress, you know, some of the women of the other nation, men wouldn't go talk to them like, hey, let me get your number. What's happening? Hey, look, hey, let me, oh, you know, like they got on Instagram, turn around. You know, our women got tights on, turn around, do like, let me grab your butt. And they just let a dude grab their butt. The other nation women don't act like that. They don't do stuff like, right? That's our women. God took away that beauty that he gave to them and that sense of pride and self-worth because they was haughty and evil and mean spirit. He took that stuff away from them. Keep reading.
Verse 24. And it shall come to pass that instead of sweet smell, there shall be stink.
Yeast infection, stanky smelling. You got to do different, put all these chemicals inside you to make sure your insides and outsides smell. Right? Our women ain't used to have that problem. But guess what? Because our women wicked and evil, right? Be on World Star Fighting. It said instead of sweet smell, there should be stench, right?
And instead of a girdle, a rent.
A girdle. A girdle is that thing that the women have to wear now. At one point, women didn't have to wear girdles because they had a shape, right? The most beautiful women on the earth shaped the best way on the earth. In the Bible, they wanted to kill the men because our women look so good. But it says instead of a girdle, a what?
A rent.
Rent. Go ahead, read.
And instead of well set hair, baldness.
Instead of well set hair, baldness. Read.
And instead of a stomacher, a girding of sackcloth.
Instead of a tight 6-pack flat stomach, it's like a girding of sackcloth. It's like a sack of potatoes. Read.
And burning instead of beauty.
And ugliness instead of beauty. Now,
Damn.
I'm just trying to figure out where's the prize in that.
Okay, well, I don't disagree with the scriptures. Absolutely, I agree with everything you said. And so, I guess what I'm trying to say is that my position still stands that I believe that I'm the prize because I feel like I'm the prize for him. So, for instance, like you said earlier about the him providing, him doing all the things that men are to do. I feel like for me and my husband, I enjoy catering to my husband. I mean, I think I go. Well, some people, I don't. I think it's what I should do, but speaking to other women, they'll say things like, "Girl, you don't have to do all that and do all this," because I do things like I set my husband's clothes out for work in the morning. I do any and everything for him, and I enjoy doing it because I feel like he's deserving of it. So I feel like he's the one in the position. If I'm made for him, that means I'm made to please him. So when I say I'm a gift, I don't mean it in the sense that I'm all this and that. I'm just saying I'm made for him, not the other way around. Do you see what I'm saying?
I hear what you're saying.
So
But
I'm not saying it in the sense of, oh, I'm this big prize and you should bow down and do everything I want. No, I'm saying it as
watch this. So a man, right, like me, like I say myself, right?
Mm-hmm.
I want to get me an old school car, right? I want an old school, maybe a old school Cutlass or a Super Sport. I've been always talking about it. I just don't want to get one because I know somebody's gonna steal it, right? But when a man have a car like that, like man, a man get good, he want to get him a Corvette, right? That's his prize, right? And guess what? The Corvette don't take care of him. He take care of the Corvette. He out there washing it for hours, detailing the inside for hours, right? He putting the black magic on the tires. He under the hood cleaning the engine. Guess what? That's his prize. That's his prize, right? That's what he doing. Guess what a woman's job is to do? The exact same thing.
I agree. I agree, and that's what I'm saying. Like with a gift,
he makes sure that. Guess what? The car is the prize, just like the man is your prize.
Right, but what I'm trying to say is a prize is something that somebody gives you, not something that you get yourself. So with the prize itself is just a thing. You know what I'm saying? But it's the person receiving the prize is, to me, is the position you want to be in, not the prize itself. So if I'm the prize, then I'm going to, like I said, gave you some examples of some of the things that I do. I don't just cook dinner. I cook dinner and I present my husband his plate. And it's not something I feel like, maybe because, I saw my mom doing that. I'm not sure, but I actually enjoy catering to my husband, and I work as well. But my husband, he works a much harder job than I work. So I don't know. He's the king of our household. So I enjoy doing all of those things to him. So I feel like I don't look at it as the sense of, I'm, like I said before, a prize in the sense of he should be doing all of these things and he does do things for me. Don't get me wrong, but when it comes to just taking care of him, I feel like that's my job, and I enjoy doing it. And to me, that's a gift to him being the receiver of the gift. So I guess I just got a different perspective on what that means. You see what I'm saying?
Well, to be honest with you, your mindset is the reason why men have low self-esteem, because that man do all the stuff that he's doing for you, but you will still consider yourself the prize. That's the reason why.
No.
Most
because look,
hold
Could
up.
I say? Okay,
Most
I'm sorry. Go ahead.
most men don't hear words of affirmation. Most men don't come home to hearing stuff like, you're a great father to my kids. You this, you that. We go out and we grind. We do what we got to do. We work the hard jobs. We come home with a bad feet hurt, back hurt, shoulders hurt, right? Pains all over. But we don't say nothing because if we do, nobody want to hear it. Stop whining. Shut up. Most men don't hear nothing, and when Kevin Samuels started
Hmm.
speaking, men started to say, you know what? Wait a minute. I'm goddamn special. I'm the prize. You mean to tell me only this percent of men make this kind of money and these women making me feel like that I'm broke and this and that, but ain't nobody really making that kind of money? These women with 2 and 3 kids talking about some you gotta have a job if you want to get with me. Wait a minute. I'm the
Right.
prize. These women should be trying to find me, not me
Well,
trying to find her. I'm the
can
prize.
I can I ask you a question? So in my marriage, I don't have any children, but my husband, he has 4 children from a previous marriage, and at first they didn't live with us, but like 2 years into our marriage, 2 of his children moved in with us, and it wasn't easy at first, but as time progressed, we learned to kind of live as a family, and I took that on as well without complaint. And I mean, I don't, I see what you're saying, but I guess what I'm saying is, that's not the case for me. And
So
I don't even like to say not all, because I feel
yeah,
like as a
how
woman,
many
go ahead,
sons?
brother. I'm sorry.
How many sons you say he has?
He has 3 sons and a daughter.
So instead of one person to protect you, you got 4 people to protect you.
Right. That's why I said, I said that 2 of them, 2 of his sons moved in with us, and what I'm trying to say is that some people would look at that, and like with me not having any children, um, I it wasn't an easy thing for me. You see what I'm saying? But like I said, as time progressed, him being my husband and these being his kids, that's part of my job too, to help take care of them, because their actual mother's not here. She lives in a different state. So what I'm saying is, I could be one of those complaining wives, and you know uh, left or whatever, because it didn't happen like it just happened overnight. It was unexpected. So I just roll with the punches. So as far as me and my husband, I don't make him feel like have low self-esteem. I praise him all the time, and I'm grateful for him. And I don't know. I don't know if you I don't think you're getting what I'm saying by
Well,
I
I
think
mean,
you
you're
I think
saying
when you hear me say I think I'm the prize, that you're hearing that I'm putting myself on this pedestal, which I'm not.
that's what
I'm
all
just looking
surprise means.
I'm
Saying I am the value in this relationship.
no. If you look if you actually Google the definition of gift, is something that someone is given without paying for it. I can't exactly remember the exact words, but it's actually the person receiving the prize is the person that's on the pedestal. I'm not a gift because I'm all this and that.
I got
I'm
you.
You
Let
see
me
what
ask
I'm saying?
you,
So
who
I yeah. eh,
complaining about who when you think about today, who are the
mhm.
ones complaining about it's not any good men out here?
You said who are the ones complaining about that?
Yes, it's women.
Women.
Okay, we hear this a lot. This is not like
Yes, I agree.
okay. So that means it's a competition for women to find a good man, correct?
I would say that that's true for most people. Yeah, I do agree with that.
Prize. It says a thing given as a reward to the winner of a competition. Women are out here competing for good men. The man
Right, but the question of the room is, men are the prize, not the woman. Agree or disagree? And I guess you're right, because I guess what I was thinking more of on the lines of gift. I look at it as, because I think we will both agree that the woman is made for the man, not the other way around. So if I'm made for him, specifically to be his helpmeet, then that's him. That's God giving him a gift. Now, me being the gift, that doesn't I'm not the person receiving the gift. I'm the actual gift, meaning I should make him feel like a winner. You see what I'm saying?
I mean, yeah,
So
but
not the other way around. So
it,
if he's the gift, then that means he's the gift. That means he was made for me,
well,
and that's not the case.
we talking about a prize, so it's still the definition goes into
But
competition, right?
right.
But when we're
But
talking
when
about
you look up,
real quick,
go
sister,
ahead. I'm sorry. Go
when we
ahead. I'm
talk
sorry.
about a gift, a righteous woman, these women were virgins. These women weren't touched. Um, so when we
So was
when we
I. So
reading
was I when I got married. I mean, I agree.
all praises. That's a good thing. That's a good thing, right? That's a real good thing. All praise for that. But at the end of the day, it's a competition to find a good man. It ain't a competition to go out here and find a good woman. Men are really men that are in a good position. They just sitting it back, going like, "Nah, I'm straight. Like I ain't about to get caught up.
Mm,
Women have a baby by them, and then they divorce me and take all my money. For them to tell me that, they the prize, they the table. I can do bad all by myself. I don't need a man. I'm independent. All these different things. Men taking a step back and starting to analyze things and say, nah, I'm gonna sit this
right.
one out. Like
What
51% of men, of black men, are not married and have no children. That's the
you know,
statistic.
but in my case, it's the other way around because I like I said, I didn't have any. I still don't have any
Well,
children of my own.
that's
But
your case.
but I also don't like to.
We have
I don't like to get in the habit of saying not all. I try to stop doing that because
well,
I think
we have to
it
take
get
statistical because we can't
right.
just
No. I agree with you. It's
and
just that what I'm trying to say is that me being a woman, I stopped just recently stopped saying things like I don't like to get offended when you talk about other women, even if it doesn't apply to me, because it kind of gets us in the habit of not holding other women accountable. Like,
well,
because you'll say, well,
whole other black women accountable for the most part. We see this every night.
right, and I agree. But so what I'm trying to say is that even though I feel like I'm a gift to my husband, and I'm that doesn't mean that I don't think that I'm getting something out of the deal as well, because like we said before, he's an awesome provider, he's an awesome father to his children, all of those things, and I'm thankful for him. And because I'm so thankful for him, uh, I don't have a problem doing all the things that I do. And I want to say that even if that wasn't the case, I was still doing, because that's just how I am in general. But yeah, I just felt like I was made for him. So in me being made for him, that means that I'm going to cater to him. So that, because if you got a gift, or you don't think gift and prize is the same thing?
No.
Okay. Well, maybe that's the why I'm sounding a little off, because I was thinking they were synonymous.
Yeah, but I'll tell you what, if I had a daughter and she was a virgin, I definitely wouldn't let her marry a man with 3 kids.
Well,
You know,
I got
but
married. I got married in my late 30s, and it's
yeah, but I mean, hey, like I said, we talking about the numbers, generalizing our numbers, not. I think I learned a word. I'm gonna say it wrong.
well,
Anadoki,
Anecdotal.
anadotal. Yeah, that's it.
right.
We talking
Well,
about.
I did take into I did take into consideration that it was not like he has 4 children, 3 boys and one daughter, and it's not like he had all these baby mamas. He was married before, and they're all with his ex-wife, and so like I said, we're both uh
Yeah, still feel the same
we
way.
got married in a at a later time, so it's not that easy to uh I don't know a lot of men at his age that don't have children.
Well, I'm just saying. I mean, I'm just saying. As for if I had a daughter, I wouldn't let her roll that way. But okay, but let's move on. What we got? Who we got next?
Yeah, hey, been a little bit since I reset the room. Sauce, you're gonna be up next. Everybody, y'all go ahead and continue to share the room, as well. Hashtag us on Twitter, Biblical Smoke. And if you want to reach us outside of this platform, you can always reach us at biblicalsmoke@gmail.com. Sauce had just left the room. He's running. Email us again, biblicalsmoke@gmail.com. All right. So, Sauce, come right back on up. But what I will do is I'm going to circle back to Charis. I hope I'm saying it right. Charis and Shanice, everybody who has spoke previously. What have y'all gathered so far? Because I know y'all had different opinions about the men being the prize. Some of you felt like you agreed until some of the conversation came out. So, Charis, I'm gonna start with you. What do you think about what's been made out so far?
Hello.
Yep.
Okay. Well, I still believe that women were created for the man, and we're given to the man as a possession. And I feel it is the rightful order that the man is supposed to find a wife. I feel like it's unnatural for a woman to seek out or choose or to do the choosing to choose a man to be, to choose a man for a husband. I feel like we have to learn how to play our role as a wife, how to be a righteous woman so that we can be a good helpmeet to our husbands and to make their lives better, to be a pillar of rest, to be what God created us to be for our husbands. And I feel like that is beneficial to a man, and we carry on his legacy. So I feel like I believe, according to the scriptures, that God created us for you as a possession, that we belong to you, and that the woman is God's gift to man. The man is not God's gift to woman, because we don't have the dominion. The men have the dominion. So everything is in the man's possession. So a man cannot be our possession. So I believe God gave us as a possession to the man because he has dominion. And that's my piece.
All right. I know your thing was that you couldn't agree with the fact that about what Joe was bringing out about liability. That's where you kind of felt like, what the hell was that? From what I remember.
Well, as far as a liability, if it's an unrighteous woman, if she's not if she is not in agreement, then yes, a woman can be a liability. We know that Eve was a liability. We know that we have it in us to be a liability if we're not in order. But if we are keeping the law, statutes, and commandments that God set in place, that puts us in order, it gives us the direction to follow, so that we are not, so that we don't, so that we don't repeat that. Us being well aware that we do have tendencies to rebel, to go against the authority, to have our own way, that it is in us. But us understanding that we have that tendency, us choosing to follow what the natural order that God set in place, which a lot of us who are living a repentant lifestyle, we have to learn. We have to relearn, because this society has taught us, they've destroyed us, our culture. We don't even know our real culture, so yeah, we're converting and we're changing, and it's not easy. So yeah, we do have a lot of relearning to do. So I think I think it's in us to be a liability, but I don't believe that that's what we were created to do. We're created to be a helpmeet, to make a man's life better, to make his life easier, to it's not good for a man to be alone. I mute my mic.
All right. Say, Shanice, I'm gonna come right back to you. Davida, I don't think you ever had the chance to speak when I called on you earlier. You there?
Yes, I couldn't find the mic.
All right. What you got on the topic, sis? Man is the prize, not the woman. Agree or disagree?
Actually, you get 2 for 1 tonight. My daughter's here, and she has a lot to say about who's the prize.
All right. Well, I want both of y'all to say something on it.
Okay, yes. No problem.
I just wanted to say that I believe and know that the man is the prize. I've been doing reading through my scriptures. It's very, very clear that the men have always been the prize. So, and since God is never changing, that's never changed. Just because man changed it doesn't mean anything. As a healthcare, well, I am the health provider. I'm a massage therapist. Learning about different pathologies in the body. They're very specific in my textbooks that the Black woman, she gets a lot of different pathologies such as fibromyalgia, different muscle and nerve issues more than other women on the planet, because other nations of women on the planet, because of the society that we live in. So it's very clear that the man is the prize.
And I think the man is a prize because I was married for 21 years and I lost my husband. And if I could have did some things differently, I would have, now that I am in the truth. And now, I just want to be a Stefford wife. That's all I have to say. I think the man is the prize. And the Bible states it, and we're learning that every day. Hello?
Yeah, I'm here. I was letting y'all go ahead.
Oh, okay, yeah. Yeah. I think the man's the prize. I think he's a prize. And women who do everything that they do for their husbands to make their husbands happy and help them meet what they need, that's what we're supposed to do, because that's what we were made for. And I mute my mic on that.
All right. Shanice, I wanted you to unmute your mic once again. What do you make about it so far? I know you had an opinion on it earlier. What do you think about it so far?
Overall, I don't know necessarily who's the prize, but just going back to the conversation that we just had, is it Sharis or Sharice? About the man choosing. I had read somewhere that this bird, I forget what kind of bird it is, just bear with me. This bird, she goes up, she flies up high, she's going to see if the man can follow her up. She flies up high, she drops something else down to see can he catch it. So in nature, women kind of are supposed to choose, their mate based on, can he provide? Can he do all this and do all that? And I think what we're kind of doing now is we're setting back and kind of letting the guys choose, and we're not under the coverage of our father or any other man to say, hey, no, that's not the right one, or he's just playing with you, or that kind of self-respect. We've kind of lost that a little bit on Instagram and going outside half naked, this and that. And then there was a second piece y'all were saying, I forget the second piece you were saying. The first thing was with choosing the mate, and then you said there was another thing that you guys were kind of going back and forth on. Man.
Say real quick, in regards to the topic, sisters, I do want y'all to listen to this, right? I want y'all to tell me what y'all think about this, and this goes in regards to the topic, right? So listen to this real quick. See if I can get it just right.
The population of the prisons mostly encompass fatherless homes. Now, here's something that no one else has mentioned, which I think is cool, and I don't really say this eloquently. If a man and wife raise a child, they're less likely to end up in jail but they have the same statistical chance as children raised by just their father. So if we want to keep children, adults, out of prison, mother, father, or just father, we don't.
All right, I need to hear some thoughts.
I'll speak on that. I agree that the man is very necessary in the household and highly valued. I'm not taking any value away from the man. I feel like a household without the father and mother is imbalanced. So without the leadership and the authority of a man in the home, then the children they can run amok. It is possible for a woman to raise a child alone, but a lot of times there's trauma and a lot of things that go along with that. And statistically, like what the article is saying, statistically, the population of the prisons are through single parent homes with mothers, single women raising the children, which that's not it's our role to take care of the children and to lead the house, but we need the authority of the man in the house.
Okay.
Really quick too, I remember what it was, a woman being her liability. I don't see myself as a liability, but say my fiance and I, we go out on a road trip, or even we just drive up the street. If he has to hit the brake really quick, he's putting his hand over to try to protect me. I become a liability at that point because he has to be in constant protection mode. It's not a liability as though I'm necessarily getting on his nerves or like that I don't add value to his life. It's more of a liability as in, like when you were talking about being in war, all these men now are worried about this one woman. They don't mean to be, but that's just what they're made to do. So you do become a liability because now I have to worry about you. Just like your child is, you love them, but they're a liability. You got to worry about them. I never really thought about it in that way.
Say, hold on 1 second. I do want say the Divine Reach do have somebody that just came up on stage. I want them to kind of add into it also. Can you hear me? Divine Reach. Your mic might be muted if you're trying to say something.
Hello.
Okay, there we go. What's going on?
Hey, what's going on? I didn't want to get off topic, but I want to introduce myself. And before everybody start to bid on me and not want to hear what I say, I have ataxia, severe neurological disorder with an infectious speech. So that's why I speak this way. So I just want to say that first before nobody wanted to hear me.
Nah, you good, man.
Yeah. But yeah, I have a rare neurological disorder. It's called ataxia type 7. I was diagnosed with it when I was 21 years old. And we're bringing awareness to everyone. That's why I'm getting on Clubhouse, so I can start raising awareness. Put together a non-profit organization. The non-profit organization is called.
Not to interrupt, Divine. Say instead, reach out to us separately on biblicalsmoke@gmail.com. Okay, so so the room name at gmail.com. All right, so that way we can do it there. I don't want to divert too much of the attention away from the topic. All right.
Yeah, I don't want to get off topic.
Right.
Yeah.
Okay. But also, yeah, that's all you had for it.
Yeah, thanks
Okay.
for listening.
All right, bro. Timothy, can you hear me? Timothy, you there? Your mic might be muted if you're trying to say something.
Yeah, I'm here.
All right, there we go. What you got on the topic, bro? And you can also add your input on the audio that I had just played if you had heard it. But go ahead.
Yeah, my brother. I heard the audio, and I definitely agree. I seen it firsthand. I'm a clinical psychologist by trade, and I used to work in juvenile detention facilities. I worked at a jail and a prison. So, yes, that is true. That most of the men in there do come from single parent households where they was raised by women, and the dad wasn't there in the household. And without the father being present, a lot of the children do not have discipline to restrain strong emotions. Matter of fact, a lot of them, because of the pain that they feel from coming from those households, are very angry, and they discharge that anger on each other, and they join other groups that have that anger, which is called gangs, and they gang bang, they commit crimes, and they do a lot of things that get themselves incarcerated or in trouble, or commit crimes that are grounds for arrest, even if they haven't gotten arrested yet. And so now, then when brothers come in who represent respect, the male image of a father, they also have a form of disrespect toward them because the fathers wasn't there for whatever reason. And so, yeah, I've seen that firsthand on that. And then my comment towards men being the prize is definitely men are the prize, because a woman desires a man to take care of her and to protect her. So in that regards, he's the prize because he's called to do that by the Most High. And the Most High set the men in the order to do that. He's the prize because God called them. His prophets are men. All of them are men. And they do the work of the Most High. Therefore, we are the prize. So, with that being said, all the scriptures that I heard you guys share are relevant and germane to the issue. And it just it doesn't diminish a woman's role in any kind of way. She compliments a man when she submits to his leadership, and they're better as a team, because that's the way the Most High made it. He created man and woman to be in a relationship, which is a marriage, and because that is what protects and raises a family and contributes to a healthy, striving nation under the Most High's leadership. So,
if you won't mind, let me jump in there real quick. So, not only just in regards to what you're saying, but sisters, why do you think, right? Because all right, men's supposed to be was that the leadership, right? Okay, why do you think that sisters believe that they're the prize and that men are not? Why do I want to hear? I do want to hear that from a woman, because you're gonna hear most men, most of the brothers. Yeah, we're gonna say, all right, yeah, it's the men the prize. But why is it that sisters think that they're the prize? I would like to hear from a woman. Then I'm gonna come right back to you, Timothy, so we can be a conversation going forward like that.
I would say that we think that we're the prize because we have to submit to the authority of the man. We are under his rulership, under his authority, and we are supposed to serve them, not serve them. But we're supposed to serve the man. And the Most High gave us to them for a possession. A
No, no,
possession.
no, 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 no. My question is, why is it that most women, right? Because what you're saying is most women don't think that. That's not on most women's mind at all. Like, why is it that most women believe that they're the pro? We heard the other night, I forget what the topic was, but we heard the other night the damn sister said, "I'm the table." I was like, so why is it that most women believe that they're the prize, or that they don't have to bring anything to the table? That's why she said that. That they don't have to bring anything to the table. They just bring them, and that's it.
From a non-biblical point of view?
Yeah. Well, most women think, yeah, because most women don't read, period, or don't read the Bible, don't none of that. So why is it that most women? And by the way, some of you sisters, go ahead, raise your hand up. Why is it that most women think that Shanice, you can also tag in, and then Timothy, I'm gonna come back to you as well. But go ahead.
I would say Cardi B said it best. She don't cook, she don't clean, but she'll tell you how she got the ring. And it's an over-sexualized society. So I feel like because they have sex and men are willing to, everybody is just over-sexualized. Everybody is following a lustful spirit. So naturally, yeah, that's what men follow, and they, are just totally, I don't know. They just wrapped up in it, and women know that. And men have the money, women have the sex, and that's the society that we live in from a worldly point of view.
Go ahead. Somebody was about to say something.
I was just waiting for somebody.
Yeah, go ahead. Go
okay.
Ahead. I'll let you go ahead.
Yeah, my brother, it's simple to me that I don't remember my brother's name who read the scripture from Genesis, but my comment follows, and that they were told and taught these things. And so the Most High said, "Who told you you were naked? Who told you you were the prize?" And they heard that, but they didn't hear it from the Most High. He never said that. The women are special, and if they take their godly place, they are special jewels, like it does say in Proverbs 31. And that's special, but you come up in that rank when you compliment your husband. And like the scriptures say, your man and your children praise you for the work that you do. But when you get fed by something or somebody else, and you go after that, you start breaking up and tearing down the family, and in your pursuit of your own self-righteousness, building yourself up with your degree and whatever gas somebody else told you. And now you're moving away from the biblical order. And it caused conflicts within the household because the man knows he's the head, the leadership, and he rules over the woman because the head controls the body. And it's nothing wrong, women out there who's listening, to accept the man as the prize because you're connected to him. And whatever benefits that means, you also benefit from that. And there's nothing wrong with humbling down. Just like men, I would definitely humble down and compliment and praise a godly sister because she is worth the price of jewels, and she's precious if she takes her godly place. And like Paul says that. Yeah, go ahead.
Yeah. Let me jump in real quick. Mm-hmm. So I'm with you. I want to tap into that mind of why majority of the women, and oddly to say some guys, some men, believe the opposite. Like, for example, we just had a sister up here, and that believe that it's the women that's the prize. And there's a couple of y'all that actually has said that. I want to tap into that mind as to why is it that you sisters and some of you brothers think that it's the women and not the man. Because most of them, so realistically speaking, most everybody on the planet don't read the Bible, and if they do, they don't really care about the real context of it. So, most of them don't really care nothing about that, right? They just like, all right, yeah, Bible thrown out the window. I'm the prize. I'm the table. I ain't got to bring nothing to it. I'm gonna bring all of my problems to you, and then I'm gonna just give you an extra bill to take care of. So,
Yes.
why is that? And Shanice, I know you was, I think I was about to actually say something. Then I let Timothy go ahead, but go ahead. And Jen, you came right back up also. All right. So, but yeah. Go ahead, Timothy, and I'm gonna let some more people go ahead and make some more comments on it as well. But go ahead, you got it. Just land
Okay.
your plane within the next few seconds.
Yeah. Real quick. Men have been misled too to believe that a woman is the prize if she is very sexual, if she has accomplished some things in society, and she's independent. And some men feel intimidated by that and inferior to that, which is had nothing to do with the biblical standard. So they view her as the prize. And again, it not necessarily nothing wrong with a woman accomplishing that, but she can't lose her head in the process. She got to stay sober minded and understand that these accomplishments all goes toward the family and her husband if she has one, and not that let that be a source or a reason why she can't get a husband because she's gassed up by those things. And so, with that, I'll just listen to anybody else's comments who has something to say.
All right. Sisters, y'all have anything to mention based off of something that I was actually saying just now? Jen, Shanice. Speaking of which, True History, I don't think I ever called out. Well, I probably did, but you never unmuted your mic. Are you there? And excuse me if y'all hear echo. Go ahead, Jen.
What's going on, family?
Hello? Hey, Judah, what's going on, man? Jen, you there? You was about to say something?
No, I just had a question. So, can you hear me?
Yeah, go ahead.
Okay, so how Brother Jet broke it down to me, I'm not gonna say I disagree, but I just got a question. So, if the man is the prize, that means the woman is the winner of the prize. Is that what you guys are saying?
Yeah, and matter of fact, something that I did want to say, I was thinking about it. I think to how you were saying it, you were confusing a woman's natural duties to her man as being the prize versus it just being something she's supposed to know how to do. Okay, that's the thing, because a lot of what you say you do with your man is something that women just should know how to do in general. But a lot of women nowadays, it almost is like this: how people like to say common sense. In moderators, if y'all want to add in, y'all can feel free. How people say that use common sense, but nowadays common sense ain't common. So people look at that as wisdom. What sisters are naturally supposed to do today looks strange because almost every single sister is either on TikTok showing body parts she ain't supposed to be showing on OnlyFans, Instagram, Facebook, whatever. They're on that stuff. And then being an actual woman, they ain't doing that. No sisters really doing that, which poses topics just like this. You feel me?
No, I agree. I guess what I was trying to say, it's not going back to that, but just in general, I would rather be the person receiving the prize if it was me. But I guess we just look at, you know, prize differently. Because I think the